Hello, gentlemen. Can everybody hear me, or have I completely messed everything up again? Test. Yep, that seems to be okay. I've been messing around with my OBS settings, so if things sound a little odd, then yeah, that's why. Boo, get off the stage. I can hear you just fine. Good. You messed everything up again. Yep, I definitely did. We have bird cam active. He is just sleeping in a corner. No, but really, can hear you just fine. Excellent. Good, 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 good. Just realized just how much stuff I have, and I need to reorder this. Why? This is something I don't understand about OBS. Like, if you've never used OBS, there's an audio mixer tab in OBS, which shows you all the possible audio inputs that you could have, or anything that's possible that is capable of doing audio. And for some reason, it doesn't correspond to how the... Let me just check. If I move it up? No, that doesn't change it. Like, beside audio mixer, there's a list of sources. And for some reason, the audio mixer does not adjust the... where the position or the hierarchy of its audio tabs based on where the tabs in your where the items in your sources list are. So right now in my sources, my microphone has priority over absolutely everything else, and yet in terms of the audio mixer, it's at the very bottom, and I have to scroll past desktop audio, the fireplace background. For some reason, it thinks that the Kirshi Locket has audio as well. And then video capture device, I'm pretty sure that's Droid Cam, which no, isn't even streaming audio, so that's fine. So yeah, it's very strange. OBS is an odd program. For a completely free program, a lot of people say that OBS is trash. I politely disagree. I think that OBS is remarkably good overall. It's just quirky. Put it this way. If you told me that I had to pay like 50 euros for OBS, then I would consider OBS to be still a decent product. I mean, I'd pirate it first to test it out, but you know, I'd be happy with that. I'd be okay with that. Like, OBS is worth. I consider a program that is free, if I would be willing to pay money for it, knowing what I know about it now, I consider that to be a pretty damn good program, because I am a massive miser when it comes to paying for anything. Love the bird cam. Yeah, now that I'm talking, he'll probably wake up a little bit. He has been asleep all day, and when he's asleep, it's actually really cute, because he actually pushes his head forward onto the ground instead of tucking it under his wing. It's kind of funny. So he's got this weird almond-shaped body, so because his center of gravity is odd, then when he's asleep, it looks like somebody stuck an almond on its side with the pointy bit sticking a bit up in the air, and the other end just kind of splayed out on the ground. He's a very, very cute bird. His name is Herbert, by the way. Yep, he's waking up a bit now that I've started talking. I wonder if he's going to crow, because the thing is, with my birds, with quail in particular, they are very sensitive to external temperatures and conditions. You okay, mate? You panting? Oh, you have water there. You're fine. And that water is as good as spilled. No, the thing is that, because, Lord, this is filled with degenerate Coomers. Yeah, the thing is about his water is that his water is actually perfectly fine. That water has been there for like several days at this point. If I put it at the edge where it would be more balanced, because these birds are ground birds, they really like to move around in cover, so he tends not to walk out in the middle of his box. He'll walk around the edges, and so if I put the water on the edge of the box, it doesn't matter how much stuff I put in it. Oh, that's cute. Look at him. He's splayed. He's really happy at the moment. He's splayed out and basking right now. That's a happy bird. I'm surprised he's doing that. God damn it, Proc, why must you be the only streamer I watch who actually sticks to schedule? I'm very sorry I'm not... he looks like you're going to swoop in and murder him. Nah, he's fine. Like, this is a bird that I can just reach down and pick up with my bare hands with no issues whatsoever. He's not, I can't hold him for long. He'll start to struggle, but that's just because these are prey for literally everything in the entire universe. I'm pretty sure if you put this bird in with like a big enough spider, the spider would eat it. They are completely domesticated. They are totally helpless. He can't even really fly. Like, he can flutter, he can jump maybe a couple of feet in the air, but if I picked him up and splayed his wings out for you, his wings are tiny. He's a really pathetic little creature that has been bred to basically just grow very large and fat for a quail, as fast as possible to be eaten. And he is very lucky that he has not been eaten by anything. He was a pity case because you see my bobwhite quail, the bobwhite quail. Let me just get a picture of them. Get a picture of them up. Just give me 1 second, please. Image. Let me just browse through the huge number of folders and files that I have to find a decent picture of my bobwhite quail. And I have to be very careful not to speak my file tree names out loud. Oh my goodness, every so often I go into just an autistic frenzy and start organizing all of my files and folders into extremely autistically precise categories. Where is it? I've got hundreds of pictures of it. Where's the nice one with him looking at the cat? Where is it? No, there it is. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, this is my other quail. Whoops. That I usually have indoors. He is currently outside because he has a wife. But you see, the thing about bobwhite quail is that they are extreme. Like, these are the ones that are on bird cam. This one is a Coturnix quail, and he's like chicken. They're like chickens. You'll have one rooster to a bunch of hens, and they'll get along quite happily. In fact, we've had multiple roosters with just a few hens before. As soon as they establish territory, they're pretty much fine. They'll get along with each other. But these bobwhite quail they pair bond for life. And if you have more than two pair bonded pair bonded birds in one house, they will kill each other. And I don't mean like in a very messy way. In fact, let me just there's another picture I have of one that was attacked. It's not too explicit, but it's not exactly pleasant either. That's what they do to each other if you're not careful. They're like VTuber fans, yeah, kind of. There we go, that's better. Like the black is the flesh, and the white and the red is the muscle tissue. That bird has been basically sculpted completely. Cool, super duper. You are You know what, Rie? The more you talk, the more I think you are Rie, because not only are you the way you are, you've now just displayed you've got a gore fetish, which is a very woman thing, apparently. But yeah, this bird survived, by the way. This bird survived and is still alive and is completely healthy again. But this was me accidentally leaving her. It's a female, by the way. This was me accidentally leaving her in a space where another female quail could get at her for less than 10 minutes. And if I had not rescued her, she would have been physically torn to pieces and killed. Yeah, that shit is raw. Yeah, I had to put antiseptic ointment on her neck for quite some time. But yeah, surprisingly enough, the flesh grew back completely. Not even a scar. She's got full feathers again. No scalping or anything. Perfectly fine. Like, these birds are remarkable because they can endure a huge amount of punishment. But it's often said the first sign of illness in birds is death, and I agree. These birds only have two modes. They are either perfectly healthy or they're dead. Because birds like this, they know instinctively that if they display weakness, if they act as if they've been wounded or injured, then they immediately become targets for other birds and other predators. So I've had birds that have been horrifically injured. I remember a pigeon once flew into our yard that had most of its chest blasted off by buckshot. There was a hole where its chest was, like from where its feet started and its neck began. I would say there was, if you took like a dollar bill and held it lengthwise against this bird's chest, where the flesh where that dollar bill would have covered was just ripped away in this horrifying bloody mass. And yet that bird could fly. It held itself together perfectly fine. It could still eat. It acted fine. And it stayed with us for about 2 weeks. Its chest healed up completely fine, and it flew away again. We often get wounded birds and stuff around here because we keep chickens and birds outside. So everything. So yeah, I will turn off that rather unpleasant sight right now. But yeah, when you have birds. It really annoys me when I see people keeping birds indoors. It's funny, Kirshi is really upset at the idea of anybody keeping their cats outside, when over here in Europe, the idea of keeping a cat inside, unless you are in the middle of the city, would be very confusing for people. Like, we let our cat outside all the time, and it's nearly 18 years old by now, so it's definitely not been suffering or anything like that. And that would be the standard. There's like a dozen feral cats, not feral cats actually, but just local cats around in our valley. Aren't they a threat to the ecosystem? Yeah, they are. Most people put bells and so on their cats, so they're not so much of a danger. And we feed our local birds an awful lot, and trust me, there's massive swarms of starlings, there's swarms of sparrows, there's swarms of chaffinches, dozens and dozens of birds in our area that the cats don't really make a huge impact on them. Again, I would rather there weren't cats. I do agree with her on the idea that it's bad to put cats outside, especially, yeah, it's more about breeding with strays and such. Yeah, precisely. Around here, it's standard to have your cats all neutered and spayed. I remember when we first moved to Ireland, the concept of a vet was unheard of for anything but cattle or sheep. And it used to really sadden me. You'd go round to farmers' places, and you would see like sheepdogs and so on that very obviously had broken legs, or they had cancerous growths, or were horrifyingly mangy, or they weren't like actively mistreated, but they were just ignored and neglected and left outside all the time. And you'd say, isn't that dog sick, or isn't that dog hurt? And the farmer would just look at you as if to say, what are you talking about? I don't understand. It still does what I want. It still herds sheep. I don't care. And yeah, I remember several dogs that had broken back legs and were just dragging themselves around, and it was very obvious the farmers didn't care at all. A lot of inner city people especially have this fantasy that farmers are close to the land, they respect nature and so on. No, unless you have a small enough operation you can relax, then most farmers are the most aggressively anti-nature people I have ever met in my life. Their only concern and their only consideration is extracting as much of the natural resources, natural environment's resources, my apologies, opposite way around day, as possible. They don't care. I think I've mentioned on stream before that the only time I've ever had genuine respect and appreciation for the EU's disgusting busybody laws for nature and so on is when they actually bothered to send a health and safety inspector around to my local cattle farmer, who had been for several weeks at this point using high-powered disinfectants and bleach to clean out his milking stalls, and then just flushing it straight into the nearby river. So every day, the river would just turn white and dead things would start floating down it because this guy was spraying off high-strength disinfectants and chemicals straight into the local river. And the EU guy who was from the health inspector had to show up and threaten him with a 50,000 euro fine every single time somebody reported it from then on to get him to stop. I'm sorry, I'm a bit congested. I'm going to mute myself for a second and blow my nose. Ah, there we go. That's better. This makes me appreciate the local farmers here then. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that farmers are inherently evil or anything, but I am saying that when you are a farmer, it's like the case of when there's this phenomenon known as empathy decay that happens an awful lot in places like nursing homes, in that nurses, even that have very high empathy levels, if they go in and they spend like 12 hours a day caring for old smelly people that are incontinent or just babble on or do stuff like that, after a couple of months they start being abusive because they lack the mental capacity to deal with this level of pressure and maintain the empathy for their patients that long. And with farmers, it's the same thing. Like, if I saw a dog outside that was obviously hurt and crying and whimpering, or a sheep that was on its back in pain, I would be very emotionally affected by it and very upset, and I would not be able to walk away and stop caring about it. Whereas with a farmer, especially if you've got a herd of cattle or sheep, every day you're exposed to some form of animal suffering on some level, and you just realize sooner or later you can't do anything about it. You work 12 hours a day at minimum every single day with no holidays, with no breaks, because again, animals don't suddenly stop need feeding if you want to go on holiday to the Bahamas for a week. So, and it's with my grandparents on my maternal side. Both my grandparents were farmers. They were cattle farmers. My grandfather worked about 16 hours every single day. He was just a tenant farmer, and I only knew him for a few years because he died before he hit his 70s. He died of cancer, one of the most aggressive and horrible kinds of cancer you can possibly get, and it was almost certainly because his stress levels were unbelievable for his entire life. He never had a break, ever. Imagine having 50 years and never having a holiday, never having a day off, ever. That's what his life was like for 50 years. So is it any wonder that he basically dropped dead all of a sudden from virulently metastasized cancer that killed him in less than 6 weeks? Yeah, farming is any time I see a back to nature freak that would be like, oh, our lives would be so much better if we had to if we had to like care for ourselves and so on, and we went back to nature and we stopped using all this mechanical stuff. No, those people are insane. You should laugh at those people. Why would you subject yourself to that? It's called having zero other choice. They had no choice. They were peasant farmers. There was no choice, no social mobility. You were born a peasant farmer, you died a peasant farmer. Oh, sorry, just a second. Oh, that's better. I'm fortunate that I'm old enough to remember. I am the last of several children, and I was born to a mother who had me as, well, I think my mother was in her early 40s, I think, when she had me. So my mother was quite old, and also she was one of the later children of her generation. So I consider myself to have kind of a historic understanding of how people used to live that Zoomers and millennials just have stopped having. You can't explain to a younger person who has grown up in the modern world what it's like to be locked physically into the same job your entire life, with no prospects, with no education, with no ability to change your fate, because even one day of missing your quota will get you thrown out of your house, and there's no social security, there's no social welfare, you sleep on the street, or you won't be able to afford food. The level of bounty and plenitude that people live in today compared to how they lived even 30 years ago would be unimaginable to those people from 30 years ago. Like, I often, well, I don't right now, but I used to watch quite a few programs about California and Californian homelessness, sorry. And I couldn't believe it, because I saw people that had said, I've been homeless on the street for 10 years, and they're still overweight. People who'd say, oh yeah, I have a drug addiction that takes every piece of money that I have, and they're still overweight. How? How are you still fat and gaining weight when you live below the poverty line in desperate poverty, and every penny you scrounge up, you immediately go to a drug dealer and say, hey, give me some meth, give me some heroin? I can't understand it. If those people had been homeless in England, they'd be dead. They wouldn't, and nobody would care. Because California gives them food and drugs. Yeah, the name of that drug is McWhopper. High calorie, cheap food. Yeah. And just the level of physical activity that people have nowadays compared to how they did in my grandparents' time. My mother can vividly recall walking 4 miles back and forth, both ways, to school every day when she was 6 years old. She did that every day for her entire primary education. 4 miles both ways in the countryside every day. And she remembers her father, who was always rake thin. This is why they didn't catch his cancer until it was so badly metastasized that there was absolutely nothing that could be done, is that he was always rake thin. And yet she can remember him drinking or having cornflakes, a full bowl of cornflakes that was cornflakes in one half and fresh, unpasteurized cream, not milk, full cream on the other side, having that for breakfast every day, and he would be hungry again within 2 hours, because he spent his entire life out on the fields and walking around and dealing with cattle and so on. I would reckon that on average that kind of lifestyle burns around 4,000 calories every single day. There's people who still do that in my country, yeah. San Francisco became a bum camp in the 2000s because wealthy moms gave away gourmet food everywhere. My country is a hellish tropical s-hole, yeah. Yeah. It does depress me in many ways, because I feel, even in my own life, because I have ADHD, I have a very... I'm trying to think out words to describe this, that my motivation levels are very strange. I feel very motivated to stream at the moment because obviously I enjoy streaming, and I feel this pressure from my viewers, like not a negative pressure, but a passive pressure, that if I don't stream, I'll disappoint them, I'll upset them, and I will lose momentum, and that's a good kind of pressure. It's not stressful, it's just natural. But I'm also a person who can be very contented. It's funny, I remember Pipkin Pippa, I think it was yesterday or something, saying how she could just sit alone in a room and vibe for ages if she wasn't on stream. And I'm not that bad, I need to be doing something, but I can be like that. I don't mind what my surroundings really are. If I have a laptop and I have access to the internet, I wouldn't care if I was living on the street. And so it upsets me that the world... A lot of people say, oh, my life is too stressful, my life is too hard. I feel in many ways the opposite. I often will realize after a week or so, I'll look back on my week and go, if there wasn't an urgent thing that needed to be done, I'll realize, wait, that week just passed me by. I thought it was still Monday. What time is it? The cool kids call it disassociating these days. Yeah. And I've started in the last 6 months or so, this is what I'm really annoyed about getting COVID, because COVID knocked me back an awful lot. I haven't been able to go to like the carpentry classes and so on that I was doing for like 6 weeks or so by now, which is very, very annoying. I'm hoping to restart them this week, But I forced myself to start engaging with society more, because I realized that just the way that my life is just in that space where I am no longer feeling the urge to progress in any way. And I know, because I live in the EU and because the EU pushes this absurd social agenda, that it's so absurd to me. I don't understand it. This breaks my brain. The idea that I could sit in my shed and I could just act autistic, if you know what I mean, and I could growl at people that visit me, and the government would be quite happy for me to live like that and would subsidize my living, and I could do that for the rest of my life unless there was a massive economic crash, and that would be fine. I could take advantage of social programs, I could get free housing. And I look at that and I feel, why would I ever do anything but this in my mindset? And I know so many people that have potential, that have skills. I know I'm an intelligent person. I know that I'm a clever person. I know that I have the ability to do things. I just happen to also have that mental issue, ADHD, and autism, that says, you know, I can be content with very little, and that I always have to fight that part of my brain that when I wake up in the morning says to me, you're comfy right now. You can just sit there and lie there and be happy. You don't need to put yourself in any situation that might have a negative outcome or a negative prospects for you. Emulate Chris Chan, F over taxpayers, profit. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that, and I don't want to, because I was raised with a sense of pride. I was raised with a sense of dignity. I said in the Discord an hour or two ago that... No, it was in Kirsch's Discord, sorry. I posted something that I saw on Twitter. I can't find it right now, otherwise I would repost it in the Discord, where somebody was offering money, was saying that you can come on my stream and I can talk to you if you've got an interesting life, and I will pay you money for it. And the number of people in those Twitter replies that said, "Oh man, I'd do it for a tenth of that money. I'd do it for a tenth of that money. I'm so desperate for money right now. Give me money, please." And my sense of dignity and pride just is physically repulsed by that attitude. I actually, like, my friend Alex had to bully me repeatedly to get me to do things like monetize the forum in certain ways. And he told me, look, if these people want to give you money for something you're giving them, then you shouldn't feel guilty about asking them to give you money, or offering them ways to give you money for things you don't think personally are worth much, that they think are worth much, or something. Like the custom titles thing. He had to bully me into doing that, because I was like, no, I don't feel like doing that. It feels like I'm taking advantage of people. Yeah, if I could never bring myself to grift off other people if I was in a bad situation, because to me my dignity is worth far more than begging, and it upsets me when I see people lowering this stuff. So Economy Man pushed you to monetize. Can we get a nose? Maybe if I ever stream on Rumble, I can get him to come on and give his honest thoughts about stuff like that. I don't know how much he'd be happy to have me share, but I do know that he does not have a massively high opinion of God's chosen people, put it that way. 1 second, let me just check my tabs and everything. Also, how on earth do you do that, Thrang? How do you do that at thing? Do you have to physically type out like at and then oh yes, you can. Oh, that's how it works. I see. Because if I want to at somebody, I'll put him on the forum. I'll pretty much always just click on their name and paste it in. I didn't realize that's you could do it. Oh, I'm very sorry. A different way on YouTube. I have had an awful lot of bread today. My mother went to town and bought some like fruit bread stuff. I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah, it's like a really hot, lovely wholesome homemade or wholemeal is the name, wholemeal bread with fruit and nuts and things in it, and I've been stuffing that down because it's been gorgeous. Saint White, oh yeah, I felt that too, but you get around that by understanding that it's a trade and not asking for something for exchange for no thing in return. Yeah, Proctor, when you're going to talk about the drama, okay, all right. I've got a whole ton of stuff. Let me just make sure the tabs are aligned. I messed up my order of tabs, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A few tabs that I'd like to talk about. There's some stuff. I think first of all, yeah, this is the first thing. Just a second. I'm really like a bit congested today. I have to blow my nose again. I'm sorry. He's just making us feel at home with the tangents. Yeah. I just like talking, all right? Especially my life in the last 6 weeks because of COVID. I have not seen anybody else except I had to go in for an eye test about 2 weeks ago. That was the first time I'd interacted with people aside from my family in the flesh in 3 weeks before that. So yeah, I'm pretty damn parasocial right now. I'm really damn parasocial right now. I haven't been to church or anything like that. So I hopefully I'm going to restart all that either this week or maybe next week. My antibiotics have worked. My side is no longer painful. So I think that me and my family are pretty much over this illness because yeah, we all got COVID and then we all got this weird diaphragm infection afterwards. You haven't had many meat meetings. Yeah, I have not been interacting as meat proctor much. You go to church. Yeah, have you not noticed that I am a Christian? Hello? I only mention I've only literally threatened to read the Bible on stream several times by now. I've gone on at least a 20-minute tangent about how I didn't like how Sister Abigail is really focused on the loving and caring side of God as opposed to the one that says that degenerates will not inherit God's kingdom. Imagine getting COVID in 2023. Do not say meat proctor. Yeah, I had COVID. I mean, COVID by itself was not all that bad. It was like a very, very bad cold for maybe 2-3 days, and then it kind of went away. But it's just affected my sinuses quite badly for a long time. Eyes? Do you mean I'd watch a Bible reading stream from you while I catch up on the Pippa thread? Maybe. I've been personally reading the Book of Job recently. I love the Book of Job because it's not just a very good book, it's also a really, really beautifully written book. It's all the dialogue is great. It's really classically written, and I actually have done readings of the Book of Job before, not on stream or anything, but just for myself, just for the sheer pleasure of being able to enunciate these extremely deep and emotional conversations between Job and his comforters before. I really enjoy that, and it's a very good book, regardless of whether you're a Christian and believe it or not, simply because it's so wonderfully written. Your religion? Ah, yes, you're a godless Mexican. Isn't Mexico like hyper religious? Isn't Mexico one of the last massively religious countries on Earth, pretty much? Goodness, I really have been tangenting, haven't I? I'm curious also, for people that have OBS, is there any way to click another scene in OBS and not have it immediately display on stream? Like if I want to open another scene to check if the tabs and so on it are working properly, rather than just immediately show it on stream? They have a weird tribal Catholic religion. Studio mode. Okay. Preview scene program. Well, that's because I haven't named my scenes properly. I mean, I'm not going to show anything, but I'm just curious about it. So if I transition over to that, can you see it? Let me just check on regular stream. Make another viewpoint to test things, learn about studio mode on stream, don't try and do it now. Okay, that's fine. I'm just curious. One, I am not here for that. Two, I'm a massive cynical atheist. My country is religious and I was bullied by them for not being one. I think Mexico is pretty damn extreme on stuff. Latin America is by and large pretty religious, but only on the surface. Very few people actively practice religion nowadays, yet they'll carry around crucifixes as a fashion statement. Yeah, that's basically how Ireland was when we moved here. I'm not going to go over it too much. But yeah, Ireland used to be considered the Catholic stronghold of Europe. Now it would be hard pressed to find anyone who does not regard the church with some level of contempt or disgust. And honestly, I kind of prefer it that way. But at the same time, I think the Irish have greatly lost a lot of their culture, because the one thing you can credit the Catholic Church for is that it was something that the entire community would bond over. Everybody knew each other from church services and so on. And so, but once they stopped all going to church, then the Irish traditional family hierarchy and structure remarkably disintegrated. There, you can go places now and you can talk to communities and realize that people don't know who their neighbors are anymore. They don't have. There are some that are still very strong, but isn't there a new troubles brewing? No. A lot of the commentary about Northern Ireland and so on is greatly exaggerated. Most Irish people just want to live their lives and get on with it, and they don't really care. I wonder if that goes in part to explain why Filipinos continue to give Proctor a heart attack. Yeah, I had to ban a new sock, or maybe just joiner from the Philippines that came on and was just like, Ninja Sanji horrible, Ninja Sanji awful, I hate Ninja Sanji, they terminated Mano Alo from Hololive somehow, and yeah, I really hope that every Ninja Sanji member dies in a fire, and Ninja Sanji's awful, Hololive is the best company ever. It's really dumb. It would be funnier if they had any kind of variance in... as Crony unwittingly showed, going to church for the sake of mingling doesn't really work anymore. I don't really know about that. I will say that the group that I mix with are all pretty very much still embody the idea of family, and which is why I like it. I'm very much a kind of practice what you preach kind of person. I'm sorry for my people. Yeah. Anyway, we are tangenting a massive amount, so I'm going to transition over to this thing on stream. Wait, actually, I haven't got them open. Oh, I've got too many tabs open. Help. Yes. Here we are. This is what I want to do. Oh, god damn it. This is happening again. There we go. Sorry about the black bar. I'm trying to... No, it doesn't freaking matter. Why do I care? You can see my tabs up there. I don't care. Transitioning, so studying in Brave, Zenlar, please kindly find the nearest beaver and attach it to your crotch. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly discuss this, the critical notice and so on. Green woman, very stupid. In case anyone is curious, I'm not going to confirm which people are watching the forum, but I know for a fact that Kirshi watches the forum, and I know she has actually several people. Yeah, wasn't it Pippa who commented on the forum? Yeah, she did, right back when we began. And there are several VTubers at this point who either absolutely know that he's 76p. Okay, what stream dead? That's. Let me just check my. Let me just check it. Error. Analytics, stream health, stream status poor. Okay, that's not bad. That's bad. What's going on there? I haven't left my VPN on, have I? I'm not going to name names. I mean, Kirshi has literally posted in her chat screenshots from the forum, and quite a few people from the forum have posted screenshots for it too. I really don't think that it's a surprise that Kirshi reads the forum. Yeah, that's strange. My stream status says, Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think that OBS sometimes gets upset when I just sit on a static image like this, or rather YouTube does, because if I sit here with just OBS open on a blank screen, on a static screen like this, YouTube constantly messages me on the live streaming dashboard and saying, error, there is not enough video being received. And I think it's because OBS probably just starts only sending it a little bit of detail, so YouTube thinks that my stream is about to disconnect at any time. That's the completely uninformed assumption. Pippa also called Juniper the girl from the forum announcement. Yeah, that's what I mean. That Pippa has said that that she at least reads this before. And also recently there was, no, actually it was 2 months ago, but I completely forgot that it happened. Dizzy said she has looked at the forum. She commented on it. More likely your ISP sucks, as in British tradition. Mate, my ISP and my internet connection is an entire 40-minute tangent by itself, which I will desperately try and not get distracted by. But yeah, I think overall there have been like 5 or 6 VTubers that have in some way either hinted or confirmed that they read the forum or are aware of its existence. QRD, what do you mean by QRD? I don't understand that abbreviation. And so I decided to make it abundantly clear for all visiting VTubers the potential dangers of posting here. Like when I go to Kirshi's Discord, even there you're not allowed to talk about past lives. Even in like her NSFW chat that only specific members can get into. Well, not specific members, it's just based on activity. You go there, you post a decent amount, and they'll let you in. But even there, you're not allowed to talk about past lives and so on. A quick rundown. I don't have such a thing as a quick rundown on topics. Every single topic that I go into is going to be minimum 10 minutes long. So you want a QRD on QRD? Look, again, as I've said, I actively avoid using abbreviations. I actively avoid looking at meme chats and so on, because I don't want my brain to be rotted by that nonsense. But yeah, I think a lot of VTubers are also a bit confused as to what the forum actually is, because I know that Q didn't understand that this was a forum. She kept calling it an archive, and she didn't understand the idea of members and so on. And Q is not exactly the most intelligent person out there. Well, I mean, just who specifically is Green Woman in this instance? It was Hexa, the girl that Pippa collabed with. Was it last? I've completely forgotten because my sleep schedule is so messed up. I can't even remember when that was. Was that 2 days ago or so? But yeah, Hexa was on a stream with Pippa. It ended weirdly, and then Hexa went on to start reading VT. And she started live reading VT on stream, including posts about people wanting to have sex with her, and then people started live posting in the VT thread, talking to her as she was reading it. And certain people on my forum wanted to link her to TV, and yeah, she did stuff like reveal her power level to a massively excessive degree. On yesterday's Under the Tea stream, they were like, oh, it's like 4chan, no, it's like Kiwi Farms, and just like, no, it's just a forum. Yeah, the Hexa thing was a disaster. It was the worst thing that... I didn't even watch most of it, but just from the comments that people were giving me, that, yeah... Put it this way, she has a nose ring, and also so does her boyfriend, and... if you are the kind of person who thinks that getting a nose ring is a good fashion accessory, then, yeah, you're a few pennies short of a pound. Sorry. Not sorry. Take it out, let it heal, forget you ever had a nose ring, hope that people never notice that you have pictures somewhere that you have a nose ring. I consider nose rings to be absolutely some of the most disgusting piercings that you can have. She showed pictures of her vomit. Yeah, I know. It was a real, why are you doing this to yourself, woman bit. Like, it was so bad, I actually don't really want people to post stuff about it on the forum because... again, she's not, I don't think she's like a bad person necessarily. She's not a Q or anything. She was just... Why are you doing this? Why do you feel like power leveling this much? She mentioned KF. It's never been more Jover. Yeah, she said she had an account on KF. I don't know. I don't understand why some people just have the desire to embarrass themselves publicly. Because again, like, even people I know on the forum are talents... who have people choosing to make themselves ugly is always a major red flag. Yeah, she's not a bad person, just a very tough childhood. Well, I agree, but you can't make the excuse because, like, Kirshi has had a very bad childhood. Like, I've joked that if Kirshi is lying about 3/4 of the things of 3/4 of the story she says on her childhood, she still has one of the worst childhoods I have ever heard in my entire life. But she's risen above it. She's not okay. Kirshi still needs a lot of fixing, but she has obviously grown and learned from the experiences she's had, whereas people like Q and people like Hexa, their pasts obviously weigh them down and have such a massive impact on their lifestyles and their mentality and their thought process that they don't seem able to rise above it. And it depresses me because I see a lot of intelligent people, but they're weighed down by this misery and this kind of, I don't deserve this, so I will I've seen this several times, that people from poor backgrounds will get a good start in life, and then they will do something that will destroy their prospects, and then they will say, oh no, I was always terrible to begin with. It's an act of self-crab bucketing, if you know what I mean. They didn't even have other crabs pull them back into the bucket. They got to the top of the bucket and then looked back at all the crabs below them that were still in the bucket and went, you know what, I feel really bad about being up here, whereas my other crab friends are in the bucket below. I'm just going to jump straight back in, and I'm going to make a very big splash when I jump back in to prove to the other crabs that I'm very sorry for daring to climb out of the bucket with you guys. I can't believe I'm quoting Pink Woman, but I remember her saying on a podcast once that your trauma is not your fault, but it is your responsibility, i.e. man up, woman. Yeah, I agree. I think this is a difference between woman brain and man brain. And I'm not saying one is inherently better than the other, just that they are fundamentally biologically programmed for different outlooks on life. And if I speak to my mother, we can have a very deep intellectual conversation about many things. My mother is my intellectual equal at the very least. And but we'll often come to very different conclusions on things based on criteria that neither of us can understand. I'll say something like, oh, it was terrible that something happened, but it's happened now, and there's nothing you can do about it, so you may as well just move on and make the best out of things. And she'll say something like, no, it's terrible, you need to mourn it, you need to respect the suffering that happened, you need to do this and that, otherwise you're disrespecting their memory. Whereas I'm like, no, they're dead, they're past caring, just get on with your life and make sure it doesn't happen again. Like, we're talking about something on the news that we've heard, not something in our personal lives or anything, goodness no. So, and I can, on an intellectual level, I can understand what she means, but on a more direct physical level, the same things that cause her pain and misery are not things that cause me pain and misery, and do not end pain and misery. Man brain locked looking forward, woman brain locked looking backwards. I mean, that's a bit reductive, but I don't really disagree with you. My GF wants to adopt a Gaza kid because she saw a TikTok vid of a crying Gaza child. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. I think her alcoholism was a factor, frankly. When she mentioned she had been drinking that night, it all kind of came together. Yeah, she said didn't she say that she was drinking a handle of vodka every night at one point? I had to look up what a handle was. Like, can I tinkle this in a way that shows it's there? Like, I have a half full bottle of vodka here on my desk. It has been sat beside my desk for 8 whole months. I have had half of it in that time. I also have the whiskey that I got from my friend. Yeah, in 8 months I have drunken half of a bottle of vodka. That's been my alcohol intake for more than half a year. So, and I could, if I drank this half of this bottle of vodka in one sitting when I'm 6'1", and well, I'm not going to reveal my weight, but put it this way, I've still got a few pounds to lose before I'd be within my BMI range, and I absolutely hate how I've gained weight during this COVID experience because I haven't been able to walk or exercise properly. But yeah, if I drank this much vodka in one sitting, I would be blackout drunk for a day and a half, probably. Why do you have a bottle of alcohol at hand to begin with? Because I just do. I'm not, again, I know another autistic person who has to avoid alcohol or alcohol or slot machines or anything like that because they say, I just don't have that part of my brain that tells me to stop. I don't have that part of my brain that tells me to start. I could be sitting here and thinking to myself, you know what, I could go for a shot of vodka right now. It would give me a nice buzz. It would be pleasant. I'd enjoy it. Then I'll look at this bottle that is less than 2 feet away. I can reach it from any part of my computer desk. And I'll think, yeah, it would be nice, but I just can't. I just can't be bothered to reach across and pick it up. And I'll just switch a tab and be like, yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna stop thinking about this. And so yeah, that's how I can go 8 months and have a bottle of vodka within hand's reach and still have only drunken half of it. Because I just feel, even though I know that it'll make me feel nice, I have that just doesn't translate into a desire for action. That's always been the hardest part of dealing with my autism and ADHD, is because I fundamentally have a different way of processing action and reaction than regular people. It's like when I'm sitting on my desk, or sitting at my desk. My desk is sitting on my desk. No, I've never sat on my desk, and I can be sitting in a strange position with my legs cramped underneath me and think to myself, I'm in pain right now. Yeah, I'm definitely in pain. I am physically experiencing the sensation of pain at this very moment, and it's really unpleasant. But if I moved my legs to be in a more comfortable position, I would have to stop what I'm doing. I would have to move my headphones a bit because my headphones are on a fairly short cable, and my chair would creak, and it would be unpleasant. And I'm watching a video that is about an hour long, so there's no reason. If I sit here for that long, I'll be in a bit more pain than I am now, but I don't really care. So I can watch this video that'll take my mind off being in pain, and I can be in this same position, and then at the end of this video, I can get up and I can move a bit. And that's how my brain will work while I am in active physical pain. And that pain will have no impact on my desire to actually do anything. Like, it still hurts. I can be there and think, yeah, I hurt. This doesn't feel good. Holy shit, you actually are fat. I am very slightly over my BMI by maybe 3 or 4 pounds. I am not fat at all, really. It's just the unfortunate fact that I have a very good cook. I have a very good cook in the house, so yeah, it's hard for me to downsize on meals and so on because, yeah, I enjoy food and I get very, very good food. And my family is cursed because I have one of the medical conditions. The only real medical condition that I have is low thyroid production. It's something that runs in my family, so I have to be on thyroxine, which is a supplement. And so my metabolism is not very fast. My mother is another case of this, is that her metabolism is so slow that she can work outside for 8 hours a day in the garden, wheel 12 barrels of weeds up and down the garden, 200 or 300 meters both ways in a single day, and barely eat anything. She can eat a 1,200 calorie a day, and she'll still not lose weight after a week of doing that on a 1,200 calorie diet because her metabolism is just that efficient. I've joked to her in the past that if there was ever an Irish potato famine, she would be burned at the stake as a witch for being the only person in the village that didn't lose weight on on a starvation diet for 8 months. Just move to Latam and have no food. We have a good cook is cope. Mate, I would... You can spam fat all you like. I am not fat. At most, I'm a few pounds overweight. And yeah, I need to go back to exercise again. When I got this stupid diaphragm, it was really annoying that after COVID cleared up more or less, I started walking a great deal. It was fun going outside and walking for like 2 miles every night. I enjoyed that a great deal, but then I got this diaphragm infection and I couldn't walk for very long because every time I started breathing heavily, my side just started hurting like mad. As soon as it's pouring with rain outside right now, that as soon as the weather clears up, I'm going back to walking again because it's just such a relaxing thing. It's one of the only times when my brain can truly turn off and properly detoxify. Hold on, I'm just going to ping. Who's pinging me and why? Oh, I see. Oh, that's weird. Somebody responded to a message in Kirsty's Discord that I sent over an hour ago. You can't break the laws of thermodynamics, Sheaf. I should do that. Yeah. And to be honest, at this point in life, I feel like having a few extra pounds is not a bad idea in the current socioeconomic climate. I remember during COVID, I bought a whole lot of rice and dried noodles and stuff like that. And most of that is still sitting under my bed, but I'm very much a kind of, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. I'm certain that if there ever is a major shock to society, it's going to be a case of everything is going to be in the supermarkets one day and it's not going to be the next day. When will he learn online you're either fat or else you're a skellebones? Yeah, I know. People have very unrealistic standards on the internet, and I don't care. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to tangent, but yeah, I've tangented again. So, like, in summary, I wanted to make it extremely clear that any VTubers that come to this forum for a start, again, making an account here without use of a VPN exposes your IP. And I wanted to make it very clear that we are not going to do things like respect pronouns or anything like that. You don't need to worry. I would never, if like HoloLive came to me and said we're going to pay $10,000 to advertise on your forum, but in exchange you have to stop people from like saying rude words and so on, I'd say no, I'm not going to take that money. Because my attitude is people should learn from the actions of other people and they should learn positively. They should be able to... I trust that people are intelligent enough to read the room and grasp that this isn't a place where you're going to say, oh, I hate this talent. This talent is various different slurs that I'm not going to say live on YouTube or indeed at any point in my life, and expect not to be laughed at and derided. Like, with community feedback, people just are decent. Yeah, I know Takadachi, that you're just terminally addicted to saying slurs because you are an ill-educated Chinese man. I'm only saying slurs because of our diverse community. I would prefer it if nobody said slurs at all. I would prefer it if nobody swore on the forum. But because I prefer it does not mean that I have the intrinsic right to demand that everybody else who uses my platform observe my own personal standards of communication. He says, as we've had several examples of years-long fruit farmers learning nothing from this site, there are some people you can't help, but I prefer to give people the benefit of the doubt. No one is polite on the forum, yet we have far more on-topic conversations that don't devolve into shit-flinging than other places. I mean, compared to, say, like KF's news articles and happenings board, we are very polite on this forum. I think that I consider politeness to be engaging with another person in a way that is intending to be constructive. You can swear at another person and say, "Hey, guy, I think your take was rubbish and garbage and worse words that I'm not going to say." But if you say, "Hey, I think that you could benefit by reading this, and I think that you need this context," and so on. Yeah, look, man, if you're being forced to be nice, you're not nice. Precisely. That's a summary that you know, that I am very bad at saying. And look, now, yeah, I'm sorry, my brain is kind of fuzzy at the moment. People don't understand. It's something that progressives do not understand, that comparing yourself to A&H is like comparing yourself to the fat guy rolling around in his own shit in the parking lot. Yeah, I agree. It's but again, A&E was a place where I went to quite often before I stopped using my account on KF, simply because I considered it, for all the nonsense, it at the very least exposed me to people like Glenn Greenwald and diverse opinions and alternative news sources that I would never have found anywhere else. So I appreciate KF A&E for that. I would never have understood anything about the COVID vaccines and things like that without KF happenings. So again, I have appreciation for it. It's just that it's, yeah, people were pretty insane and crazy on those forums, and I expect my community to be better than them. That's better. I don't use the N-word, I just let the diverse people around say it for me. Yeah, like, my attitude towards slurs is not that they are inherently evil or inherently disgusting, but simply that but using them shows that you are of a low enough intellect and of a crude enough outlook that you lack the mental capacity to say something more interesting. And I don't respect people that cannot insult other people without being in some way creative, because, to be frank, it's far more fun to insult somebody in a creative manner than just to say a slur or to curse at them, because it'll be much more memorable if you do that. I think it was Kirshi. Did I post it on the Discord? I forget, but yeah, she said once that she insulted somebody in, I think it was Terra, and she said to them, "I hope that you turn out to be infertile and your family line dies with you." And she said that was censored because it was a game that had like servers in China, and to a Chinese person that's a mortal insult. But I was like, that is a great insult. I will remember that one. That's hilarious. You shouldn't call people that unless you include it in some sick bars. I don't know what you mean by sick bars. Also, there's a clicking noise in the background. It's because my autism has compelled me to pick up a folding knife and repetitively flick it on and off. I have an Opinel knife, and it's the best knife I've ever had in my entire life. It's incredibly useful. I really enjoy using it. About 30. It's actually considerably older than I am, and it's still got a great edge and everything. The only good thing, I think it's a French brand, excuse me. I am very mush-mouthed tonight. I really don't know why. He's just like me. I don't know what you mean. Sick bars are what the kids today call mad. Bars equals stanza in hip-hop music. I genuinely do not, I have never watched hip-hop in my entire life. I expect Miko to be your first channel emote. I have not looked in any way how to do emotes or anything on YouTube. I might at some point, but I mean, again, I am fixed in that Web 1.0 thing where forums were very utilitarian and very simplistic, and I prefer a utilitarian style. I am not particularly interested in emojis or things like that. I've latched on to the Pippa depressed emoji in my Discord because I think it's pretty fitting and quite nice, but talking with emojis and nonsense like that, I don't like it at all. I'm as wet as the snow, and I know more Ebonics than you. I live in a country with something like 95% ethnically homogenous. Ireland has so few black people that if a black person walks down the street, every head will turn and look at them. Godzilla is Canadian. Yeah, I remember one of my relatives married a black woman, and she, a Jamaican woman actually, and she tried to come to Ireland and looked for a job. Nobody would give her a job because they had never seen a black person before. They didn't know who they were. They didn't know what they were. It was amazing, and she said people would look at me as if I had a skin disease or something because they had no understanding of what a person with a different skin color was. And that was admittedly before the phone era, that now everybody knows what other races and ethnicities look like. But yeah, Ireland, when we first came here, before about the mid-2000s, was intensely parochial. And it wasn't proactive racism. It was just a total misunderstanding of the idea that there were people who weren't white. Now it's changing. Ireland is still almost completely ethnically homogenous, except for the very, very inner cities. Like Dublin has a lot of migrants. Ireland doesn't have TV. Oh, sorry, my apologies. I'll be a second. Sorry, that was just my intercom. Somebody from in the house telling me something. Proactive racism, contrary to passive racism. How did it change so much? Basically, just the invention of the mobile phone and everybody starting to watch stuff online. New tea, did I miss it yet? No, I have been tangenting on random stuff. I said this would take like 10 minutes to get through. Let me just... I'm not even going to look at chat for a second as I talk about this. Yeah. And I put this here because it amazes me how many people come to this site and think, what is it about this site and KF? I read like on KF that somebody had come along and tried to get people to personal army a 14-year-old that had been harassing them in Genshin Impact. And yeah, how much effort do I have to put into, say, the server rules and announcements? Like server rules and community guidelines, I go here. The official code of conduct, I don't want to know about your fetishes. I don't want to know about which idol you want to have sex with. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know your jar collection. How a policy regarding NSF contact, no pornography, no NSFW art, no tribal fagging, no, official policy regarding this stuff. If you read this, how do you come to the conclusion that we are a harassment, doxing, etc. forum? Or how do you go, oh, it's just like 4chan, it's just like VT? I don't understand what goes through people's heads that they look at stuff like this and go, oh yeah, these people all hate us and are terrible and awful and want to reveal all of our personal information and harass us on stream. Like Q said this as well. Q said that, oh, I'm being harassed by members of your forum because they're talking about me on your forum. What is it with people? Why don't they understand this? What has gone out of society that people are unable to use critical thinking skills to analyze the difference between different communities? Nobody reads the rules. Everyone sees us talking about how... Shut up. Have you tried to do what KF does and have the most important rules at the bottom of the page right above the comment box? That's actually not a bad idea. I'll credit you this, Takadachi. That's not a bad idea at all. I might look into that. Actually, let me just note that down on the forum. That's not on the forum, on the Discord. I'll put it in technical details. Rules at the bottom of the page, just above the reply button. And just pin that for future reference. Yeah, so I'll remember that. Otherwise, the moment the stream ends, I'm going to forget people said that. VT isn't even typical of the rest of the site, arguably, but then again, I don't go on the high traffic boards. I only read the rules to get past the captcha. Yeah, were they really getting harassed, or was it she just receiving basic criticism? Yeah, people consider nowadays that any form of criticism is harassment by default. Oh, damn, Taco actually being helpful instead of just pissing off random 2 views and getting banned from their streams. Yeah, I know, amazing. The concept of harassment has lost all meaning. It's like I almost reflectively dismiss things of it. Yeah, I don't care if people feel like they're being harassed. If you're being harassed in any way that it requires you to look at the harassment of your own free will, that requires you to go somewhere to read what people are saying about you. Oh, wait, what's happened to... People are saying rip stream. No, it says excellent connection on my end. There's nothing wrong with the stream. What are you talking about? Has it stopped now? Potato Fed's got him. Is it still loading? Or can people see me again? It's buffered a few times for me. That's strange because Stream Health says excellent, and I'm definitely not got a VPN on or anything like that. Now let me just start a poll actually. My viewers are having this issue. Is there anything that I could be downloading or anything? No. Like, unless my father started downloading something in the house using his computer, I don't think there's anything that I can do. Stream status poor. That's very odd. I do wonder why. Maybe I turned down the maybe turn down the bitrate. So I have the bitrate fairly high at the moment. Trouble is I can't remember how to do that right now. Zenlar, have you got any 32 votes in a 25 CCV stream? Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly. File settings. Output. My bitrate is currently 6,500 kilobytes per second for those who are curious. I'm going to see if it... I'm going to put it down to 4,000 kbs. YouTube says that your stream specifically constantly buffer for me, seemingly at random. Okay, there we go. Now, the stream rate is now at 4,248 kilobytes per second. And actually, let me just, before I forget, let me just turn off... Let me just turn off bird cam too, because I just remembered that, Wait. Well, yeah, flight mode disabled. There we go. And just put it back on the charge, because I find that Droid Cam devours the battery life of my phone to a terrifying degree. You know, stream specifically buffer constantly. I'd already read that. Failed to use the proper ululations and unguents to appease the machine spirit. Yeah. Well, now I'm at 4. I'm just curious. Did the stream quality drop or anything? Because I don't really understand the correlation between the bit rate. This is another thing that YouTube recommends me things like, oh, you should have your bit rate at this rate, or you should have your thingamajig at the whatchamabogger, and I'm like, okay, what does that actually mean? Oh, Justin must be. Like, that means nothing to me. Why don't you explain these technical details to me so I can actually understand? No quality is the same. Okay, let me just put it down even further, because I've had it at 6,500 kilobytes a second for the entire time. Let's just conduct a small experiment, because this is just text. Actually, text is a good example, because YouTube, when I first started streaming, it said it recommended 2,500 kilobytes a second. Let me just put it down to 2,500 kilobytes a second and see if the stream quality changes for people. Can I manipulate my... No, I can't. Close poll. There we go. It's better when it came back on my screen. Okay, so maybe I... Yeah, we're now down to 2,600 kilobytes per second. I will concentrate on that again in a second if this changes or anything. But yeah, as just to finish up with this, encouraging talents to visit this forum. I will say it's a bit complicated because I'm on Twitter, or if you're on Twitter and somebody asks you about TVA of their own free will without you contacting them first, then I don't mind you saying, yeah, this forum is so on. I don't intend this forum to be a hidden taboo place that you're not allowed to talk about. If somebody mentions us first, then you can politely just say, yeah, we are this place and so on. But if it's obvious, again, if it's like Hexa, where they're clearly having a woman moment, even if they mention the forum first, use your common sense and shut up about it. Even if you think it would be funny, because I will ban you. I do not want to give this place a reputation for deliberately reaching out to people and trying to get them to come here so they make a fool of themselves. If somebody wants to come here and of their own free will, with no prompting from any of us, comes here and makes a fool of themselves, then by all means, laugh at them. But do not, don't cow tip. Please don't cow tip. And I appreciate it if people don't. It would be funny though. Yeah, I don't care. It's funnier to watch people flail on their own. I'm at 360p and the buffer is just as bad as at 1080p. Let me just see what it says on my thing. Quality settings. Oh, it's auto at 360. What's the max resolution that anybody on the stream can look at this? Pipkin, you actual sped. Yeah, Pipkin is an actual sped. End poll. 37 votes. 27. So you ruined it for the rest of us, Pipkin. Wait, as Yahara, you can have up to 10. Like, if you use the 1080p option, can you still, like, is everything still perfectly clear on the screen? Because if I go to the YouTube preview, my only option is 144p up to 360p, and obviously, regardless of which one I choose, the stream is very fuzzy. Like, I don't understand this. YouTube gives me no information whatsoever on any of this. And I'd have to open the stream on a new tab and look at it myself. It's very weird. Like, YouTube has go live. Why doesn't it explain any of this? I go to my YouTube stream settings and everything. It doesn't. Anyway, it just melts my autistic mind. I'll try and move on. Maybe I'll stream again tomorrow and complain about this more. But yeah, no, that's just Dizzy talking about visiting the forum, I think. This was another thing that I found very entertaining. Entertaining, but also depressing. This is some kind of AI thing, I believe. I'm going to play this. And has everybody here watched this already? Is that Hector Martin? I don't know what you're talking about there. I've never heard of Hector Martin. But who here hasn't seen this? He hasn't seen this clip before. Okay, at least one person hasn't, so I will play it on stream because this was extremely hilarious and also extremely depressing to listen to. Hopefully the audio is going to be okay.
Don't you have 2 MacBooks?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have 4. Air, Pro, M1 Pro, and M1 Max. But the other 3 are for hypervisor use only.
And you wonder why you get calls from the credit card company.
It's not my job.
You're a student. Studying is your job. You're gonna fail your classes if you spend all of your time writing drivers.
Jimmy, that only happened once.
If it
I just realized they have a Spanish accent, so this is definitely just Hector Martin's, like, Troon Sona, but...
happens again, I'm telling our parents.
You wouldn't dare.
Wouldn't I?
The Spanish accent and the falsetto is that's making me think of Cartman's little, like, hand puppet for Lopez. What the fuck is her name? Jennifer. My name is Jennifer Lopez, and I like tacos y burritos.
Why are you telling me to read this thread right now on stream? Let me just switch back to... Wait, crap. More stupid of me. Oh, it doesn't matter. Wait, why is Droid... What is Droid Cam still on? One moment, sorry. Turn off. Stop devouring my battery. There we go. Well, there you go, guys. You got a 3-second glance at my. Oh, why is it still? Wait, what is it even doing? All right. Okay. That's very strange. You guys didn't know Proctor is null. Yeah, I will go and I'll just because I've been told by several people by now to look at this. Solving a cryptographic challenge before accessing kiwi farms. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh dear, why? Why is this a thing? We now know what your PC case looks like. You've been doxmaxed. I don't even... Here's the thing. Droid cam is apparently on, but my phone is currently on the floor with the cover on, and the camera covered. So I don't know what that video was. Maybe it just automatically saves the last non-black part of the video. I don't know. But yeah, Hector, Martin, Cantero, Marcan 42. Oh no, what is this? Thrang, what have you sent me? What are you... How do you not know about Bew and Hector? I know about Bew, but I don't know about Hector. I'm bad with names without context. A Spanish software programmer living in Tokyo, Japan, whose main claim to fame is making Linux, but for Mac laptops, and that's the least weird thing about him. What is this? What is this? Help make Linux on Apple Silicon Macs a reality. Patreon is up. Okay, that seems fairly normal. Okay. He first gained notoriety because Sonny sued him for hacking the PlayStation 3 in 2011. Hector was part of a hacker group known as Fail Overflow. The Bew side, okay. Marcan first gains attention by the fans in possibly the worst fake suicide in internet history. Right, I know about the Bew near stuff. So this entire document is secondhand. Where does it talk about him being a VTuber? Good grief, this thread is long. How long is this? How long is this? How long is this? Good grief. Here we are, Ashy Lena. What's far more interesting is a VTuber personality entirely dedicated to Ashai Linux. Oh my goodness. Ashai Lena is a virtual VTuber attempting to sound female but failing miserably. Wait, I thought this thing was AI. Is this not AI with a voice generator? Please don't tell me that's not just a bad voice generator. Please don't tell me it's actually somebody speaking those lines in real time. It is an AI. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. And Lena suddenly appears, and her voice is obviously exaggeratedly high-pitched and heavily processed, but it still has a Spanish accent. See, the processing was why I thought it was AI, because I'm like, no, there's no way a man can contort his voice to make that sort of noise. That time I took over... How long is this video?
And
5 minutes.
Let's put that on there. And it was what, 3 bytes I think each? Yeah. Why'd they pack it into 3 bytes? That's so silly.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I guess no one wants to be a Linux
okay,
VTuber.
so it is in fact that
AIs don't have accents. I beg to differ.
So we need to actually get that die ID from there, and then this needs changing because there's a whole offset thing that has to happen here. So
how long is it? Oh, it
yeah, that's
starts right away.
That's gonna be a little bit annoying, but let's see. So I need to go and get.
I'm currently streaming YouTube video through another YouTube video. Oh no. How long does this take? Oh no, please don't. Rang, why did you send this to me?
Hey everyone, Asahimima here!
Oh
Now,
no!
I know you're wondering what I'm doing on Markan's channel, and I promise you won't be disappointed! You can...
Thrang, why did you send this to me? You're gonna hurt my side again.
Here to watch him code, right? Guess what? I code too! I'm the real coder behind the port of Linux in the end, and you should totally come watch my streams over at my channel. I'll be live streaming my own M1 Linux development, and it'll be way better than Markan's, so you should totally check it out. Link is in the chat.
Look at the face. It doesn't have any rigging below the neck. Oh, that's actually terrifying. This thing is horrifying.
So today I have a special stream. I'll be reverse engineering the Apple GPU. I'm gonna dig way into the AGX architecture and build a driver for it, and we'll all have graphics acceleration on Linux. I'm so excited!
Please don't tell me please don't tell me that's a cherry earring. Please don't tell me that's a cherry earring. Thrang, did you say this? Did you send this to me to cause me some kind of cognitive dissonance so I would instinctively begin viewing cherries in it? Is this a psyop? Thrang, are you psyoping me right now? Thrang, are you psyoping me? I swear, if you were...
I know you think that Alyssa has been reverse engineering the GPU, but guess what? It was actually all me. I mean, and my sister, but mostly all me.
I'm not sure what the volume is like for you, but...
She was too lazy to do the kernel driver. She calls herself a reverse engineer. Anyway, it's gonna be great. I promise you're gonna love it. And once you get a taste of my streams...
I'm home.
Is this him laughing with himself? Is this him laughing with himself? Can somebody please explain? I do not understand the deep lore here. Is the guy with the is the twink with the devil horns also him? Is he talking to himself? Like, somebody in chat explain to me. I need the extra context here. Pardon me. AI sounds more like a human. Neurosamo is far less robotic than this. No, it's look. I know that it's serious. I just want to know if this is the same guy, or if it's a different, or if it's him doing the same thing. Sandy Cat will be having a field day with this. Keep watching, okay?
What are you doing on my computer?
I'm streaming.
On my computer.
Yep, say hi to the internet.
Hi.
Internet, say hi to my sister. Her name is Asahi Yuni.
So you're doing this on my computer, in my room. Why?
I was totally gonna use my own M1 MacBook. But I accidentally corrupted my macOS partition when debugging the NVMe driver for Linux.
You could still stream on Linux, couldn't you?
Is this what software nerds dream about? Are they dreaming of programming their own hot coding GF?
Well, I could, but OBS is kind of chunky without GPU drivers.
So, you don't have working graphics acceleration on any of your computers?
Nope. Thanks for letting me borrow your ThinkPad.
What? I never gave you permission to.
You didn't say no.
Wait, don't you have 2 MacBooks?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have 4. Air, Pro, M1 Pro, and M1 Max. But the other 3
I'm
are
gonna skip
for
past this
hyper-
bit because Noel showed this on stream.
And from a laptop with all drivers working. Unlike you, I don't insist on authoring every driver used on my system.
You're boring.
You're reckless.
You don't take the Asahi project seriously.
You don't take the Asahi family seriously.
Where did the Asahi name come from anyway? Everyone thinks it's about the beer. It's not. I don't drink.
We're named after the Macintosh Apple. Hold on. Why do you need GPU acceleration? You said it yourself. The M1 CPU is faster than your old computer's
Wait,
GPU.
there's a clipping issue on this model too. Look at the ear. Look at this ear. Look, you go between these two, and it clips. Yeah, this clips. Ugh, that makes it look even more horrifying.
So?
Couldn't you use software rendering?
Well, I could, but that relies on CPU Freak, and I kind of broke that when I was trying to write a memory controller driver.
How do you break CPU Freak? It's writing a 1 register. Mini defaults to fast anyway. You broke Mini, didn't you?
I didn't mean to.
Well, you never do.
And she'd always forgive me. Just like my best friend always forgives me for accidentally flirting with her.
She has a boyfriend.
So, you do too.
I'm straight.
Yeah, that's what my best friend says too, but I know a gay girl when I see one, and have I ever been wrong about that?
Yeah, there was the girl who sat next to you in grade 12 math. That girl
Oh
you have to
no!
prom. Literally every girl in middle school.
No. Why? Thrang. I'm gonna find a way to punish you for this.
I feel like you don't support me, Uni.
I feel like you could have used macOS for this stream.
Look, if my channel takes off, I'll be able to buy a dedicated stream machine. Taking over Markin's channel was such a great idea.
Taking over Markhan's?
You know Markin, that famous dude who keeps taking credit for our code?
Yeah?
Yeah, I hacked his computer. We've been broadcasting to his massive YouTube following. Ooh, and I can even tweet about my channel to 60,000 followers. Nice.
What? Lena, that's illegal.
Only a little bit?
You committed a cybercrime on my computer and admitted to it on a public stream, and we're still streaming.
Oops.
That's it. I'm shutting this off.
So remember to subscribe to my channel. Link is in the chat, and also follow me at Lena Asahi on Twitter.
I just how I miss the days when this would just be clowns or puppet shows for children and not valid sexual identities. Every day I thank God I stopped working in web design before it got this bad. God, can there be a single competent software engineer VTuber who isn't paused straight to hell? No, because all engineers are mentally disabled in some way or another. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a special trial, the trial of Grant Crush after this, because yeah, somebody is gonna pay for this. Somebody is gonna pay for this. Okay, I'm continuing to. Wait, did I set this up? Yeah, I did. I'm on the right scene. Sorry. Then Lena suddenly appears, and her voice is obvious. I read that already. You can also listen to Lena's voice pitched down, which makes it much more obvious. Let me just see what that is. Not to mention, both of them are working on a system named Raider. Then at some point, Lena accidentally showed a home/Marcan directory. This is all coding autism. You would think that almost 20 voice effects like this would lead to frequent audio dropouts when his computer can't keep up with the autism. You'd be right. There's an audio cut for no good reason from Marcan. Alyssa Rosenweig.
Yeah. Once upon a time, there was, a very...
Oh. No, I'm not listening to any more of that. I'm really not listening to any more of that. How much more of this is there? How much more of it? It keeps going. It keeps going. It won't stop. It won't stop. Oh, it stopped. Thrang. The dude is almost 40. Please no. Please don't tell me. I'm going to read more of this off stream. Like, this is a fascinating... Oh, people should absolutely voice their opinion. For example, one of the people voicing support for RMS by signing his letter is the founder of Kiwi Farms and notorious blah blah blah. Completely unprompted. Yeah, this is a wall of autism that I as a VTuber forum owner do not feel ready that I can deal with right now. This was supposed to be me just restreaming that thing to you and laughing at it. That moment of panic. Yeah, this is autism on a level that I am terrified by. Why are you playing it, boss man? I need a moment. I need a drink. 1 second. That was an intermission. You can all blame Thrang for that tangent. I really hope that you tell Thrang how much you enjoyed it and appreciated him making me do that. Drink some of that vodka? No, I am definitely not going to be drinking on stream. That would be a bad idea. Do you have any idea how much energy and effort it takes me every single day to suppress the desire to scream at how stupid the people I coexist with on this earth are? Lowering my inhibitions is the last thing you want to do. Proctor was Darkside Phil all along. No, I'm just a bit congested this stream. Let me just look. Yeah, that's that. I've already covered that. And this, yeah, close this tab. Let's just relax and breathe. Breathe for a few seconds. Let's just breathe. Because we're on to this, which I found far more interesting and far less terrifying. Did I have another tab of this open? No, that's a different one. Yeah, apparently not Nina and not Mr. I kept calling him Mistra and with an R. Mista, yeah. I don't know why I called him Mistra for ages, but yeah, Mista. Or Meister? Is it Meister? This is how much I've watched Nijisaji males that I have no idea what their voice, how their names are actually pronounced. Is it Mister? I assume that it's Mister. Grant needs to be banned for a week for my pain and suffering. But yeah, he apparently said that he saw the design of his new character Kuro over a year ago. I am very impressed by VShoho or VHosho and their determination to poach talents. I would be fascinated to learn how early Koko Kiryu and Kason were being poached by VShoho. That would be very interesting for me to listen to. I'm certain that at some point all of this is going to come out because VHosho is just that disaster, so much of a disaster of a company. His full name was literally Mysterious. Mysterious. That is so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. Oh, goodness grief. Sans, check Bossman, how is life after that tangent? That sounds like a contract violation. Has to be. Yeah, honestly, with Nijisanji, I don't think anyone cares. Nijisanji seems to be absolutely dreadful at inspiring brand loyalty. I think the only thing that is keeping most of the talents around is the fact that it's better than being indie to a degree. Mr. was going to leave anyways as an indie. I think they were talking to him like 6 months ago. That kind of makes sense. And of course we have Nina as well as the cockroach. And again, it's nice to hear Nina around because I genuinely thought she had a pretty good personality and was pretty nice to listen to. But yeah, I'll never forgive VHosho for taking the best kitsune design in the whole internet and making it into a fucking cockroach. That hurts me on a fundamental level. Like seeing the bug chasers on the forum go ooh for her new design hurt my soul on a very deep level. Maybe not as embarrassing as Vexalius Bandage or Vantacrow Bringer. Vantacrow Bringer would definitely be a character in a Yoshiyuki Tomino novel. That sounds very much like an early UC Gundam character, Vantacrow Bringer. I could get behind that name. That would be okay with me. That's not bad. Vasilius Bandage, on the other hand, yeah, there's no excusing that. I wonder when that guy is going to graduate. Because, my goodness, I could not stream for long under a name as retarded as that. Oh. To be fair, she did list Cockroach on her list of monster girls pretty highly. Please stop. I want to have good memories of Nina. I don't want to know these kinds of things. Doppio Dropscythe, you made that one out. You made that one up. That's not a real name. Please don't tell me that's a Nia name. Nina was talking to Illyra about leaving since February. This branch is one bad month from disintegrating. Yeah, Niji-Sanji really seems like a sink or swim company. When I look at HoloLive, like the worst performing people in HoloLive have still been streaming for years at this point. That is real. Oh no. Yeah. It's every time I try and have faith in humanity, humanity disappoints me. It really depresses me. I really wish just once I could put faith in humanity and humanity would reward me for that. Justice for my in-dog Hanamakia. Hanamakia, yeah, okay. It basically is Zion said so. I don't understand how a company fails to, sorry about my creaky chair, to inspire loyalty the way that Niji-Sanji does. Like, HoloLive, obviously, for all the problems that it's had, and it has had problems, seems to be incredibly good at inspiring loyal attention to itself. There are very few graduations from HoloLive, and the ones that have really been tragic, because you can kind of tell that the people who graduated, except for Sana, who obviously didn't want to be a VTuber to begin with, all the HoloLive graduations have been with an air of, guys, I wish I could say I could stay, but my life issues are at such a point where I can't. HoloLive knows how to correct ship. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for HoloLive, and I absolutely have no respect for Niji-Sanji. To be fair, my name is Murray Shinaide, which is a stupid pun if you know Japanese, so maybe I can't criticize, lol. But yeah, I am impressed by Niji-Sanji's inability to hold anything together. Also, this cannot possibly be the same VShojo that messed up auditions on a fishing case. Did Gunrun pull a fishman and hired real managers to fix his company? Maybe. If VShoho got rid of Fruit, I would say that they're on the path to redeeming themselves in my eyes. Again, as long as they keep somebody who knowingly and deliberately lied about donating to charity, and I have no interest in supporting VShoho in any meaningful capacity. They learned after Coco at least how to handle volatile situations, and Rushia. Phase Connect 17 talent, 0 graduations. I mean, yeah, but I mean, Phase Connect still has several years to mess things up before it's on HoloLive's level. Sana only got into Hollow because of nepotism, and I blame Ina for it. I have mixed feelings about the whole thing. Again, I see so much cope about Sana from people who used to be Sana-lights and going, "Oh no, Sana, she was wonderful, she was amazing. I miss her, bros. I miss her, bros." Dude, Sana graduated. Oh no, Sana joined HoloLive, and within something like a couple of weeks of joining HoloLive, she took a hiatus for something like a month or so, and the excuse she gave for it was ridiculous and absurd. Like, yeah, your dog died or something, sure, okay, take a week off. But she didn't come back to streaming for ages, and then she streamed a lot less, and then she was like, "Oh, my back issues." Nonsense like that. I don't believe you. I'm sorry. You didn't want to stream in the first place, and then when she stopped streaming, when she graduated, she has never done anything remotely VTuber related ever again. She has made zero effort to keep any of the followers or any of the attention that she had when she was Sana. She completely cucked her audience and left, and nobody should care. It's just absurd to me that people still have loyalty for Sana. Again, I'm not throwing shade on what's her alt. I forget what her real life thing is. You're fine. You're nice. She's a good artist. She has a good job. I can perfectly understand the idea that she tried streaming because of Ina's encouragement. She kind of liked it, but she realized that she couldn't keep going, and she had to make a hard choice, and she decided to focus on art as opposed to streaming. That's fine. I can understand that completely. What I can't understand is how many people will be like, "Oh no, Sana was amazing. Sana was driven out. It was awful. I still miss Sana." No person who has back issues could draw at this rate. She would die. Yeah, I agree. Brown Woman Enjoyer wants to know your location. Yeah, there's so much Sana cope that I really find hilarious. Especially for somebody who has displayed so little interest in reaching out to any of the people that followed her as a VTuber. She's completely cut you. Move on, bros. Just move on. Go watch Sarah of I think is Sarah in Prism Project or Sony's thing? Yeah, Sarah Naguer. She's nice. She's fun. I watch her sometimes. Again, she's Australian, so she streams at a terrible time for me. But yeah, Sarah is really nice. Go watch her instead. Find a new brown woman to fixate on, guys. Her time slot was pretty terrible. Yeah, again, is Sana Australian too? Yeah, she's Australian, isn't she? Yeah, Sana's time zone was terrible for me. It's like I really enjoy, and I say I really enjoy, but I kind of remember her name now. How unemotional she was during graduation kind of gave it away. Yeah, exactly. Let me go back to my regular tabs for a second. This is my problem. When I'm talking, I tend to forget things in a really annoying way. Show more. Yeah, Cleo Aite is another streamer who I quite like, but again, she streams at a time when I'm almost always asleep, so I can never watch her, which is annoying to me. I got so much flack for pointing out Sana's dog excuse was ridiculous. Yeah, I've talked to people in Kirshi's Discord who are like that, and they're like, "Why are you like this? Why are you telling me that my Oshi didn't care about me? You horrible person, I hate you." She streams at a terrible time for me. Manu goes to bed at 8 a.m. The only reason I go into bed at 8 a.m. is simply because of COVID and everything. It's just the fact that I have wanted to go to sleep. I have wanted to spend so much of the day asleep. And I wake up, stop criticizing Hollow, criticizing Niji Sanji instead. I've already spent like 10-15 minutes talking about how bad Niji Sanji is. Shut up. And Cleo love. Yeah, Cleo's pretty nice. I like Cleo. Cleo has a very nice voice. I like that voice. Like, definitely hag love for Cleo Aite. Listen, man, the VTuber chat in Kirshi's Discord is full of very special people. Yeah, Kirshi has a very special, well, I mean, I think an awful lot of the people that watch her now were Pippa watchers, or, well, still are probably Pippa watchers back from the day, and, yeah, a lot of the autism from Pippa's early streams has translated to Kirshi's Discord. Tribal friending is lame, Nilly Love. Again, I don't consider it tribal friending when I consider both sides wrong for different reasons. Do wish Cleo and Sarah got to collab. That'd be a fun stream. I would stay up for that. Anyway, that's pretty much all that I have to say about that tab, so let's move on. Oh yeah, and then we talk immediately about another one, because apparently Niji Sanji actually steals their talents' silver play buttons. That I find, again, absolutely hilarious. Why on earth? If they told me you can't have your silver play button... Now, here's the thing. If I was running a VTuber company like HoloLive or Niji Sanji, I understand that just being signed on to HoloLive guarantees you 100k subs very easily. So you're operating on an entirely different level than a regular streamer. So if a streamer company said to me, we'll take your... Because you're going to get a silver play button basically by default, we want to hold it for, say, 6 months so that you can make... you have a fair chance to work for us and you can... distinguish yourself and show that you're, I wouldn't say worthy of this silver play button, but that it feels more like an accomplishment. Then we'll send it to you. I would say that's okay. I'm all right with that. You can have my silver play button for 6 months, and if I'm still with your company, if I haven't crashed and burned spectacularly, if I haven't had a Zion Lanza thing, hell, if I do crash and burn during those 6 months, you can keep my play button. That's okay, because again, I understand it's operating on a different play button, on a different playing field. Sorry, but the way that Niji Sanji handles it, oh, that's so embarrassing. Why would you do this? What's the? How can you have PR this bad? Someone from Hollow said you can keep a silver play button and just ask to send her gold when it arrives instead. Yeah, again, I would not consider a silver play button an accomplishment if I joined HoloLive or anywhere else, because again, 100,000 subs, you're going to get that within 2 or 3 days, before you even live stream, probably. Riku needs to sacrifice it for the yacht. I wonder if one day Niji Sanji is going to collapse and there's going to be this office space in Tokyo that is just found with dozens and dozens and dozens of silver play buttons that some low-level Japanese salaryman is going to steal and then sell on eBay or somewhere. That would be hilarious. That would be a hilarious and honestly quite fitting ending to the saga. Maybe they just keep the play button knowing full well that it will become a tombstone eventually. Yeah, they might. I wouldn't put it past Niji Sanji at this point. In parenthesis, why would they? Stop noticing. Stop noticing. Yeah, but I feel sorry for Mr. in a lot of ways. I don't think that, again, I'm feeling sorry for somebody that's probably made more money than I ever have in my entire life during his time at Niji Sanji, because I think he was a pretty popular guy. But yeah, I don't wish him any negativity at all. I don't blame him in any way for the choices that he made. I wish him well in his new career. I'm sad that it is with another company that's basically just as bad as Niji Sanji, but in different ways. But yeah, good on him for making the best of his situation and translating this career into something that has actual stability beyond outside of one company. Good on you. Good mate. It's unlikely they will collapse. If they stagnate horribly, they will probably just get bought out by another corpo. Yeah. If you go into the main HQ and you are greeted by a Tory gate made of play buttons. He had to pay over 400k in taxes. That means he probably made well over 4 million in a year. Goodness me. Yeah, if I ever am in a position where I'm actually making... Because again, these streams don't make me money. Nobody has donated based off these streams. And I'm not complaining about that, because again, I like talking to you people. For some insane reason, I enjoy these streams. But yeah, if I ever get to the point where I'm making 1% as much as somebody like Mr., I will consider myself to have been very successful in my streaming career. I should set up at some point. I am next. I think next week when I get back to Civilization, I'm going to be looking at setting up a PayPal business account. You aren't monetized either, yeah. I honestly don't think I can turn on YouTube monetization because again, YouTube monetization would require me to send YouTube my government issued ID, and again, I'm not going to do that. If it comes down to it, if I get a large enough audience, I will legitimately start streaming on Kick or Rumble or any other platform that lets me just not send them my government ID. I will go that far if I don't have to trust my details to a random company that has no guarantee of that information leaking. Because it'll happen. It'll happen one day. It is going to happen. And I refuse to be part of that kind of nonsense system. 1K subs and 4K watch hours. I'm definitely up to nearly 4K watch hours by now. Have some pennies, eBay. Again, people don't need to pay me for these streams. I don't really care. It's just they will ban you if you try to monetize. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I can't monetize on YouTube because of the stuff that I talk about. Because again, past lives, nonsense, etc. It wouldn't surprise me also if at some point I piss off somebody enough that they come after my channel and are like, could always have an LLC front. Maybe I'll ask Kirschi about that, because I know that I did politely, not politely, but I just casually asked her about PayPal stuff, how it says, because when I sent her a donation via Stream Elements, it says you're sending it to Kirschi. Leaking it, Google actively sells it. Yeah, that's why I'm not giving it to them. YouTube is getting as little information from me as possible. I actively hope that my streaming on YouTube costs them money. If YouTube can ban me right now, and I wouldn't be mad at YouTube. I wouldn't go on Twitter and say, YouTube has banned me unjustly, because no, I am trying to leech off YouTube, and I will leech off YouTube until they collapse, simply for the purpose of, in some infinitesimally tiny way, accelerating their collapse a bit harder, because I hate YouTube, and I hope that YouTube crashes and burns in spectacular fashion within my lifetime. Have I mentioned that I don't like YouTube? I think I've mentioned that I don't like YouTube in the past. Anyway, next tab. With more Niji-Sanji related stuff, with more Niji-Sanji related nonsense, we're now talking about Zion Lanza, the mighty chosen of Israel, Zion Lanza. Remember, ad blocking isn't your right, it's your obligation. Yeah, ad block is an obligation. Talking about leaks, did you see that Bandai wanted to make some meta garbage thing for Gundam and their model kit information parts got leaked, so now you can 3D print their Gunpla parts? I did see that. Somebody linked it to me on Twitter, but apparently that they used VX Twitter, which I think saves. Does VX Twitter save a copy of the tweet or whatever when it copy pastes it? Because I went to that link and the Twitter account no longer exists. Then I would be fascinated to look into that, because I've got a 3D printer. I could use a 3D printer right now for a resin printer to build Gunpla parts if I wanted to. Zion has been drafted to fight in Gaza. Yeah. But I'm not going to replay her. Does this? No, that's I don't know why that is. No, that's something to do with the Zeta. Sorry, this is a multi reply thing. My apology. But yeah, I'm not going to play what Zion said, because on here you can see the link right up there if anybody wants to go there, page 797. And to summarize, thanks to Scoots for summarizing this. She feels extremely betrayed by Kotoka and Finana. She apparently met both in person and felt they became great friends. She also said that she gave her genmates a lot of tips about streaming from her experience as an indie, so the betrayal stings worse. The last message she sent to the talents was that the notion that they are nothing without Niji that a lot of them believe is bullshit. She feels that she let a lot of her RL friends and family that were happy for her getting into Niji down. She was so happy when Nina left because she deserves better. Seiyu called Nina and Nina told her that she feels like nothing without Niji. What is it about these women? What is it about these women and saying, oh, I would be nothing without Niji-Sanji? This seems to be something, maybe it's the same with HoloLive, but again, too few people have graduated from HoloLive and talked about it to actually provide data. But this seems to be a considerable thing. They're saying, oh, I would be nothing without Niji-Sanji. Why? Niji-Sanji is using you and spitting you back out whenever your use is done. I hate how someone being nice to you automatically makes them a friend these days. Yeah, I agree. Are there really any luxuries like actual friends when you're a public entertainer? Yeah, I've kind of learned that the very hard way. That it's very hard to maintain friendships and with people that are involved with online entertaining in some way or another. The line between public stuff and private stuff has been very significantly emphasized to me by personal experience, shall we say. Part of being a black company is instilling that fear in your employees. This is why I would never be part of a black company. This is the thing about me, is that I have far more respect for myself than allow myself to be exploited. Because if I was in this situation, if I was in the situation where any of these women are now, and I realized how badly I was being worked over by the company, my attitude would be just quit. Just quit. Just quit and reveal all the like, screw NDAs. I don't care if I would never work in another industry ever again. I would take their NDA, tear it up right in front of them and say, I'm going to go live to all my people as my current account and tell them that I'm quitting this day forward and I am, this is why. And I would say, yeah, I'm a guy who lives in Ireland and yeah, have fun suing me. I don't care. When I come from a family of very stubborn people, so when people try and pressure me into something that I don't want to do, my attitude is to push back violently and say, no, you're not getting anything out of me. I am never giving you an inch. If it causes me active physical pain to make your life harder when you come after me, I will do so with absolute gusto and enthusiasm. Not a good look when Vesper has the more sane reaction, Proctor. I just cannot stand exploitation. Exploitation and hypocrisy are two of the things that make my blood boil. I can maintain my composure under an awful lot of situations and laugh at an awful lot of things that other people would find distressing, upsetting, or personally offensive. But if you are a hypocrite, if you are hypocritical or exploitative, there is a part of my brain that burns, and it tells me to stand up and scream as loudly as I can about it. That's why they don't allow graduation streams for people like this. Yeah. But in fairness, I would never do this kind of thing to begin with. This is why I would not be part of a corpo. If I was ever part of a corporation or anything like this, I would have to sit down with management and say to them, this is what I'm like. If you are going to sign a contract with me, you need to understand that this is the way that I am programmed. This is the way that I will feel. And if I feel that if you are acting in good faith towards me, I will do my absolute best. I will go out of my way to act in good faith towards you. But if I feel that you're taking advantage of me, I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly, Super Duper. Is that part of your brain autism? My brain autism will not allow me to let it slide. Even if it is to my own active detriment, I will not let it slide. And I know that's not how it works. That's how it should work. You're never going to convince me that that's not how it should work. I don't care about the realities of the industry or nonsense like that. That's how it should work, and I will not. I will not tolerate anything else, even if it affects me negatively. Because, again, if you have standards, if you have principles, then that's how you should act. Even if it affects you negatively, I will never in my entire life, for any reason, tolerate the excuse of, oh, everybody does it, that's the way the system works, you should just buckle under and deal with it. No. Proctor, you sign with them first, then hold the position to ransom. Comes down to IP ownership, really. Oh no, I understand an awful lot of what companies go through and stuff like NDAs and things like that, but I just don't tolerate exploitation. I don't accept exploitation. I would rather be my own independent operator than tolerate exploitation or work under an exploitative system. Anyway, let's go back to this. She has a lot of stuff she couldn't say or didn't want to say in the doc, but she confirmed the 2% merch meme, saying she loves it, and the yacht meme. Yeah, Niji-sanji 2% merch. She likes 4chan because they are brutally honest, positive or negative. She was terrified but assured that she would not be treated like Yugo by Niji. Yugo is the weird gender fluid guy. Was he actively genderqueer or gender special or whatever the nonsense terminology for it is? Because I listened to Yugo a few times. That guy sounds weird. And I listened, he was on, I remember he was on none of the Among Us collabs that Niji Sanji had, and whenever I looked at him I was like, are you a boy or a girl? I cannot tell. Which one are you? Your voice is so weird. Oh yeah, I like a lot of the idol culture stuff, but can't stand people acting like there aren't big problems with how Japanese business culture runs things. They were, do you mean they were? He certainly was special. Yugo tried forcing Marie to call him Oni-chan. She is a creep. She was a troon. Okay, that's FTM, yeah. Wait, female to male? Female to male, yeah. Because, like, if I consider myself very good at immediately detecting an M2F. Like, those guys have very obvious... It's impossible to ignore the fact they are men with women's voices, but F2M, I just listened to them and I was like, I have no idea what you are. What are you? You sound kind of like a woman, but you act like a man. I don't want to hear Jim Sterling the second... What? Shut up. Shut up, Zenla. Yugo was the male who broke down on stream crying about not being a man. Yeah, Yugo definitely came across as very... wishing she'd been born a man. Nah, I'm sorry. I read a book, what's it called? Yeah, Irreversible Damage by Abigail Schreier, which is an amazing book. If anybody has anybody in their family who is affected by the genderqueer stuff, go and find a copy of Abigail Schreier's Irreversible Damage. It is a brilliant book about the transgender female to male phenomenon that I consider a comprehensive guide to all of that nonsense and insanity and advice and guidelines on how to deal with it. Because, man, I read that book and it left me feeling very depressed and very, very angry. Because, yeah, I'm not going to keep talking about it because I genuinely might actually break down crying over some of the stuff that I read in that book. I'm sorry. I have no... There is an evil in this world that I pray within my lifetime I see excised with extreme and violent prejudice, because the stuff that it does to people is disgusting. And I can't even pretend to be tolerant of it for the sake of censorship or anything. No, there is pure evil in this world, and I will never allow it to take root anywhere that I have even the tiniest amount of power to influence it. Anyway, let's move on from that wonderful, wonderful little tangent. She's frustrated that people have cut ahead of her in her model production and is really hurt by the modeler allowing it. This is an interesting point because didn't Selene get called out, or she made a tweet about getting a new model and hinted that Niji Sanji allows new models based on performance, like, because didn't her tweet or her commentary on it imply that she was getting a new model or new design because she was one of the more popular people in Niji Sanji EN? And people called her out, and she made this really clumsy response to it that was like, oh no, it's definitely not, it's by credit, a weird thing and nonsense that like that, which didn't say no, but also said, they kind of said no, but also said yes, no except yes, a very no except yes response, shall we say. The way things are going, something's going to give in the near future. Going to be fun in Western civilization. Yeah, let's not go back. I'm not going to go back to the religious tangent side of things, but yeah, the denomination that I'm part of believes in the second coming, and the second coming within not too long of a distant time. And trust me, in my entire life, I have only seen more evidence that we're right as opposed to growing out of it. Selene somehow got like 4 models in the time other similarly popular Nijis got 1. Okay. I have read like this nonsense that Illyria Padora has this clique and control over Niji En. Again, I don't think that it's impossible, but it does feel a bit too Mean Girls and nonsense. I don't trust it unless somebody explicitly came out from that supposed inner circle and confirmed its existence. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. But again, it's not that I don't believe it because it's impossible. It's I don't believe it because it's too much of a rat. It's true, proc. I read it on NIF. How do you pronounce that? NIFCO or something? NIFCO? I don't know. Again, I'm not with these Zoomer terms. I'm not with these Zoomer terms, mate. My stomach is starting to rumble. Good grief, it's because I've been live for 2 hours. I'm amazed. Hello, Clem the Gem. Welcome. I need to set up the next thing I'm going to do on my stream elements is... oh, pardon me. Sorry. Next thing I'm going to do on my stream elements is set up when a new chatter starts speaking or subscribes and so on. Just looking at Discord for a second. I have a drink of water actually because I'm a bit thirsty. NIFCO is a forum. Yeah, I have not. I have never visited or looked at NIFCO. Moron doesn't even know the doc site. Look, I don't actively look for doxing information ever. If again, my attitude is if doxing information exists, information wants to be free by default. It's completely pointless trying to censor it. But again, I don't endorse looking it up. NIFCO is a place where all cool Fujoshi are hanging out. Okay. Enna is supposedly part of Elira's clique because Elira was hired first. You better end before Pippa starts. You have 2 hours. Look, Pippa, just because you're pretending to be a dog in my chat does not mean you can't. I trust your manual dexterity, Pippa. You can definitely type in my chat while streaming. You definitely are able to afford a microphone that's good enough to not give away the typey sound while you're typing in my chat. It's a site we constantly reference on the forum. Read your own forum. I do read my own forum, but like if somebody references something I don't know about and I have no interest in looking at it, I'm just like, yeah, that happened, and edit it out of my brain. I don't care. Must have heard of it. It's that one place all the VTuber doxes live. I don't care. Again, I don't care what a talent looks like in real life. I have no interest whatsoever in learning any of this. People sometimes talk like, this person looks like this. I'm like, I don't care. Most of these people look like normal, average people. I go online. I do not understand the idea of looking at a VTuber, watching a VTuber for their model, and then being like, oh wow, what does she look like in real life? Oh my goodness, what does she look like? I'm going to go on all these doxing sites. I'm going to go on these cool doxing sites and find out what they look like. Oh my goodness, I can't live with myself unless I know what this streamer looks like. And my attitude is, why? I don't care. I really don't care. I don't understand why this needs to occupy part of your brain. Really? It's fun to see how much the model matches the person? I mean, yeah, maybe. But again, that kind of information is extremely tertiary to my existence. If somebody posts on the forum and says, hey, this is the real person's face behind the model, my attitude is, okay, cool, that's interesting. And then I forget about it. I don't think about it any further. Because again, I'm watching a VTuber for the fact that they are 2D. They are on my screen and they do not look like reality. If I wanted to look at the streamer behind the personality, I would watch regular streamers, which I don't. I've never even used that site and I still know about it. Yeah, okay, well, Proctor has been educated. I have been educated tonight. I clipped about an hour of this. That's the end. No, oh, what about... Sayu is happy Kason knows the yacht joke and bonded with her over their shared experiences. Kason, only you, I, and Nazuna know how this pain feels. We have to stick together. Yeah, I sympathize with Kason. I don't really sympathize much with Rushia. I think that Rushia had a massive Manhera and meltdown moment. And why is Zenla posting me? Stream idea, you theist, me agnostic. We find an atheist and have a dedicated go at it. Goodness. That might be an interesting stream, but maybe someday. Again, I am not going to talk a huge amount about it. You mean Proctor isn't a bird? No, I'm not a bird, sorry. I don't like NIFCO or anything like that. I'm just surprised you didn't know about it or with how much it gets talked about on your forum. You weren't to read that out loud, Bong. You send me stuff while I'm streaming. Of course I'm going to read it. I have streamer brain at the moment. Any piece of text that crosses my brain that I focus on, I feel a strong urge to read out loud. When I open my tabs, I feel an urge to read the HTML at the top of the tab that shows me where I am. That's how I am. Like, if I was like this, I would be like, oh, the virtualasylum.com/thread/general thread v2 enhanced segregation techniques 115 page 795 post 223.776. I feel that urge in my brain whenever I change tabs, all right? So you should not complain that I read stuff in my DMs. You find a real atheist, it would be incredibly boring. They will just ignore you because for them it's an irrelevant part of the universe. Yeah. Sorry. Advanced autism. You mean solipsist? Let's move on from this, because otherwise I'm never going to get to what I was actually streaming about. Yeah, this is just another tab about Sayu. And then we have Wonderpop Official. This is a new company that already has this guy. I don't trust this guy at all. Hello, I'm Josh, the CEO of Wonderpop Incorporated. I love traveling and meeting all kinds of new people. I've been around the live streaming community since its early days on Justin TV, Stickam, and US Stream. I've been around to see this community go from a small hobby. This guy does not look old enough to have to remember Justin TV, Stickam, and US Stream. Or Ustream. Sorry, I don't know why I said that US Stream. I have seen many creators go through unfortunate events and have been there to provide advice and console them. I am now looking to take my 10+ years of experience in the live streaming industry to create an amazing community. I want to help creators become their best selves and work with them to foster an amazing fan base. I look forward to seeing what a future of Wonderpop has in store. This guy, this is... chat, just give me a second. Just give me a second. Just give me a moment. Yeah, this is what this comes across as. I can fix them. This is the I can fix them of VTuber corpos. The I can fix them CEO. Ridicule ducks! Ridicule has been doxed! Ladies and gentlemen, we got him! But yeah, this guy definitely comes across as some very weird person. Again, let me be perfectly honest, because I have no idea. Maybe somebody's going to link this stream to him, but this guy, Justin, or what? No, his name isn't Justin. That's Josh. Sorry, Josh. I genuinely wish you luck on your VTuber company endeavor. I genuinely and sincerely hope that you create a VTuber company and you get dozens of talents, all of whom never graduate, all of whom get tons of views, and all of whom can safely say after every stream, damn, I really am living my best life. I really hope that's how things go. However, I seriously think that maybe you're biting off more than you can chew. I really think that you need to be careful when you join the VTuber community, and that you take a great deal of care to try and reach out maybe to other VTuber creators or VTuber corporation owners and ask, how do I deal with it when one of my talents spends an hour on stream reading VT and having a Manhera moment and then showing pictures of herself throwing up in the toilet? Because, yeah, you're gonna see some shit, mate. One of the rare times I will directly swear on stream. You are going to see some shit, and it's gonna tax you to the limit. and they're probably not going to thank you. I really hope that you are mentally strong enough to handle the kind of company you seem to be wanting to create. And hey, if you succeed, I will praise you to the high heavens. I just don't think you can. Godspeed. You'll need it. And yeah, it's a Canadian company. It's a Canadian company. It's a Canadian company. Do what Fishman did, hire women that know how to deal with women. Yes, absolutely. You need a woman who is capable of handling other women. Mandatory autism tests for talent. That wouldn't be a terrible idea either. The guy had to empty his company funds for personal use illness before it even debuted. What? Seth, can you post a link about that in the Discord or something? I'm very curious about this. I'm seriously at the point where I think that new corporations that pop up on Twitter and so on should get a thread by default, because it really does feel like every new company in the last month or so that has popped up has already gotten involved in controversy and disaster on some level or other, or seems to be teetering on the brink of it. And when people post about new companies, unless they get a thread, we get like scattered posts about them that don't really work out. I'm not on the Discord, but I can DM you. Yeah, just send me a DM on the forum with it. And this is another really weird thing. Is it only females, though? That information will be kept secret until debuts. Males and females are both free to audition. This really strikes me like some kind of weird Canadian gender fluid nonsense, because remember, Canada is one of the most paused countries in the entire world. It would not entirely surprise me if this guy is massively paused. And when I say paused for the uninitiated, I mean infected by the genderqueer nonsense. Canadian in waiting room. Okay. Give me just a second, please. Actually, Zenla, I'm going to AFK for 1 second. I need to go to the bathroom, so I'll be just 2 seconds, and then I will let Zenla in. I can see what you're doing. I can see what you're doing. I'm very serious. If you do that, I will ban you. I am going to 1 month ban anybody in the forum who does that. I'm not joking. Do not test me. All right, this is a good chance for me to be quiet for a short while. Hello. Yep, we need to do that. I again, tangents are a thing. In fairness, it was Thrang. I blame Thrang for the one about the incredibly weird Linux guy. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see. Right. All right. Okay. Then I'll give that guy much more benefit of the doubt on that level. Okay. Okay. Then Josh, if you're ever watching this, I do take that back. I'm sorry for implying you were paused. I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Oh, I'm very sorry. I'm sorry. You were muted on stream that entire time. I forgot when I had desktop audio muted.
Okay, for the audience, I described that the Canadian law, federal law, you have to you cannot discriminate on even perceived gender because of compelled speech laws, like what Jordan Peterson talked about back in the day. So they have to say that they'll take male resumes, but they don't have to actually hire them. That's what Sakana does. Sakana has to say that they'll take anything, but they won't actually hire the guys.
Forgot to read your chat. You sped. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I see you still have the reactive group thing turned off or
Oh yeah,
not
I do.
on this scene.
Because let me just change that. I'm sorry. Copy to Discord.
Actually, you don't even have to copy a Discord. If you have it on one of your other scenes, you can just say like add source, add existing source, and you can add it that way too.
There we go. That works. Wait, so I can have it on. I can have it both ways.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm just eating an apple, by the way, because my throat is starting to get a little bit sore again.
Are you sure you're Irish?
What do you mean? I'm British.
I know you're British, but you're in Ireland. And it's just like I don't exactly conjure a mental image of apples in the UK.
I really like apples.
And all the apple trees around my place growing up were crab apples, so I tend to give them a wide berth.
I remember eating crab apples once. My stomach did not like it afterwards. That was about when I was 6 years old.
They're really good for making cider, though.
Yeah, or crab apple jelly is really nice. Unfortunately, we have a giant crab apple tree in our garden, but the unfortunate thing is that it's ornamental crab apples, so they don't actually have any of the sugars or stuff you need in them to make jam, which is disappointing.
So how many more tabs do we have to go through?
Let me just close the ones that I've already gone through, unlike Kirshi. That's my book lapse tab.
Between chat and Discord, I've been elected your co-host for nothing else than to wrangle you to get on with it.
I'll cover that in a second. Yeah, this was the thing that Seth sent me on the forum. Looking into their Discord, they nuked their Twitter before the announcement. They were already active for a while before, nothing too concerning for now. Well, there is this announcement that was made 3 weeks ago. First thing we would like to address is the current auditions. Those who we would pass onto the second round will be contacted by the end of September to the first week in October, so this has already happened. Now, I did see it mentioned, but regarding the funds, it was used for an unforeseen emergency with a team of family member. It took 2 years of working on saving money in order to start this project. I would not want to throw that away. A very good regional cause. It's not like this person did anything bad for this to happen. It was unexpected. Was it bad to take money from the company to help? Yes, I will not deny that, but I personally feel it would have been a terrible choice to just sit back and watch. Think of me and my decision how you will. In the end, that decision is giving us more time to think things through, stop rushing, create a better plan for tomorrow, and be able to provide talents with a successful debut. New mini update. Is this before the? Yes, it is. 9:27. That's at 10:37. 13. New mini update. We are looking at restarting our social media campaign this November or December. When we restart, we will also be reopening auditions. We have managed to acquire the majority of the cash we are needing ahead of schedule. No debt was taken on, as it is our goal to debut our first generation without the need to have the company carrying debt. I massively agree with that idea, at the very least. We will be making an official announcement regarding the deletion of all our current Twitter/X posts. What is it with this? Why are they deleting their Twitter/X posts? Those who wish to keep a record, we encourage you to take screenshots. Those mini updates will stop once the auditions are open. Like, what's the logic there?
Obviously, this guy is young and he's never heard of the concept of the Streisand effect. In that, since they're going all delete fucking everything on this here, is just drawing more attention to it. And you've seen this song and dance before, but I don't think he has.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, that's sorry, something else on the page. Yeah, I don't see much of a future for this thing. This really feels like something that's going to fall apart pretty soon. I don't think that it's going to turn into another Cyber Idol or another one, or Akio Air. I think it's just going to be, this guy is going to take on far too much work with no experience and have no idea what he's doing. And there's going to be probably going to be like Sundaria.
You didn't refer to it as Cyber Live, so I'm proud of you for that.
Look, she deliberately made it like that to... I'm certain that she did that deliberately.
Oh, I know it was intentional. I know, but it's still easy to make fun of because everyone. Well, the reason why it was intentional is so that everyone would conflate it in their minds and yada yada yada.
He's deleting evidence. Those two are batshit crazy bad. Yeah, you can middle... I see. Now we actually have... I'm sorry, Kirshi. I can explain, I promise. What else? Oh yeah, speaking of Saurians, I wanted to just highlight this guy. And notice how this is the very thing on his... the very first thing on his page.
Oh no.
Spino shares... Zenlot, do you have any experience with Spinozilla at all?
Oh God, yeah. When he how do I say this? When he saw me in Kirsch's Discord, he honed in on me for like, hey, what's your favorite Godzilla? What's your favorite movie? Blah 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 blah. And I just trolled the shit out of him by posting like Pokemon gifs. Oh, it was hilarious. I just screwed around with him until he must have ADHD, because I screwed around with him for like a good solid 15 minutes, but then he wandered off.
Yeah, I mean, for those who have no idea about Spinozilla, Spinozilla is a very, very autistic individual who has actually a pretty solid channel. Look, he has 34.9k subscribers. And let me scroll down to where he's not talking about VTubers. And he has... no, he's kind of obviously got an anime fixation of some sort.
No, Spino is what we Spino is what we thought Nolan was, which was harmless autistic. Spino is harmless autistic. He's annoying, but he's harmless.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. I review every NECA Godzilla figure. 3.7 million views.
Ew, NECA, ew. Bandai Master Race. SH Monster Arts for life. Fuck NECA. NECA is cheap and dirt.
Yeah, Playmates is better than Jack's Pacific. Again, another toy-themed video, 1.1 million views. And then You know, I review the Amber collection of Velociraptors, 363,000 views. So this guy has a dedicated audience of people that really like his model kit reviews. But now look at his anime stuff. 2.9k views, 3.1k views, 10k views, because that was actually a figure. I want one of those. The newest V Shoujo member, 1.1k views. Cottontail VA. Oh, that's one of the porn ones, isn't it?
You have to remember, even Chris Chan has a dedicated audience, so this is not really saying much.
Yeah, but I mean, he is obsessed with Kirshi for some reason. I think he's actually been going around to a whole bunch of VTuber Discords, and
that whore reminds me of someone.
Shut up.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Shut up. Stop talking. Wait until the Spino's sister beating accusations come out, Zen. Yeah, this guy has multiple call-out videos from even more autistic people. I have not watched them because they are minimum 30 minutes long each, and they are narrated by people whose voices make me want to claw my own ears out. But yeah, there are multiple call-out posts about his strange behavior, and he has been pestering and harassing multiple different VTubers, trying to, for some reason, get on their streams. This is his MO. He goes around to different VTuber Discords and starts talking about his stupid dinosaur figurines. And then he tries to get the VTuber to go on stream with him and review dinosaur figurines with him.
So instead of, okay, so he's pretty much Takodachi, but substitute 2 Views and Minecraft.
I thought you were going to go another direction with the Takodachi comparison for a second.
Well, I'm on your stream, so I'm not going to go for the obvious and the stream destroying comments.
You can click on the transcript button and skim through it. Yeah, I didn't even realize transcript was a thing until quite recently. Because again, YouTube never advertises any of their new features. Holy hell, that's autistic. Yep, this is a very, very strange and autistic man. But hey, I don't mind him for the simple reason that, goodness, we're too small on that screen. That he was the one who made this locket right here.
Oh no.
I should note that Kirshi has him banned from her Discord and her stream. At least I think she has him banned for her stream.
Wait. When did this happen? Because he was there for a long ass time.
Yeah, he was, first of all, he was banned from her. There is lore to Kirshi's Discord, but like she has always had that difference between like waifu chat, VTuber chat, and NSFW chat.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, did you hear that?
No.
Okay. Maybe it didn't hit my microphone sound. Oh, that's a shame because my Herbert just crowed.
I'll ask you.
Yeah, quite a loud noise for me, but obviously my microphone didn't pick it up too much.
Yeah, as far as Kirshi's Discord goes, pretty much I only really keep up with stream suggestions for the news and the memes because, you know, the memes. But every other channel is pretty much Here Be Dragons.
Yeah, I agree. But she does have a more sectioned off space for people that have posted long enough to not come across as completely insane that she trusts, where you can actually talk about politics and so on. And I think at one point it was just a number of the amount of posts you made, and Spino is massively autistic, so he posted an awful lot. Sorry, I just dropped something. And so he got into NSFW, where you're expected to be able to exercise a tiny amount of common sense about the things you talk about, and people pretty much instantaneously started accusing him of being a Fed poster. Because he was, how do you do fellow kidsing to the max, and it was the cringiest thing. I wonder, I should ask in her Discord if anybody has any like archives of his posts there, because NSFW has been nuked multiple times because of cringe. But yeah, he was the most fediest of Fed posters, that he could say absolutely nothing on any vaguely political topic without coming across as a CIA agent. Everybody was convinced that he was some kind of infiltrator or whatever, when no, he was just extremely autistic.
Yeah, I always read him as being autistic. Like, seriously, like him just honing in on me. He's like, you like Godzilla? I like Godzilla. You're my new best friend. It's like, no, I'm not. Fuck off.
Buffering again. Let me check stream health. No, stream, my connection says, no, it's gone, now it's just flicked down to poor. That's really annoying to me. I don't understand why my stream, this is the first stream I think I've done where I've had these buffering issues, and I don't understand why.
To be fair, the buffering issues aren't nearly as bad as they were at the start of the stream, so
Okay.
it is technically better.
Okay, that's good. Anyway, let me switch back to what I was actually talking about. There we go. I maybe I should do a dedicated stream on Spino at some point if there is deep lore here, because he is a fascinating person, and his obsession with VTubers is, again, I mean, look at this nonsense. And nobody is watching it. His videos go from like hundreds of thousands of views to less than a few thousand whenever he talks about VTubers, but he keeps on doing it. It's kind of sad in a way, because it's clear that his obsession is actively affecting his own channel and his performance. And I find that depressing, because he's one of the very few autistic people that seems to have managed to turn his autistic obsession into something that gets him money and interest, and fair play to him. But yeah, he should not be in somewhere like Kirshi's Discord ever.
Oh my god, my post still exists. Oh god.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna send you a message link to the start of Spino talking with me. You gotta actually. I'm trying to think what's the best way to do this here. Do I make screen caps and send them to you, or
I think screen
just
caps are probably the only thing you can do. Again, I'm going to move on because we haven't even talked about the main thing of this stream
I'm just
so
gonna
far.
I'm just gonna put a pin in this and bookmark it for later.
Yeah, because Kirshi isn't live, I'll probably be going live again tomorrow and over the weekend as well to talk about more things, which is why I haven't really been rushing through any of this stuff, because, you know, I'm not in competition with the other person that both I want to watch and most of my chat wants to watch too.
Yeah, and no, I also canceled today too, so.
Did you say why?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the WikiDog. I don't really pay attention to Josh. I was just aware of it.
Okay. Remind me, I'm not sure if I've asked before, but did I ever ask you how you came to Kiwi Farms? Was it because of the VTuber thread, or were you there before?
I was there before, around probably like the Weeb Wars Vic Mignogna stuff. That's probably when I started.
Okay.
I've always been aware of it by way of Chris Chan, but honestly, I've never been an active online person. I've always just been a lurker.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Most chat wants to watch Catch Up Woman. Yeah, I don't mind. Again, if Kirshi was streaming tonight, I would not be streaming. No question about it. I will never miss Tangent Friday. Anything that I could do is a very poor substitute for Tangent Friday.
This is true.
But yeah, actually moving on to RPLAY, which is a terrible name, because as you said, Zenla, it is similar to a certain thing that people like us who have been around the internet for too long will be aware of, and that is a pretty hard thing to dismiss in your head, shall we say. I will not talk about it on stream, but if you know, you know.
Can we not and say we did?
I'm going to look at them on Twitch. Not Twitch? Twitter, sorry.
Words are hard.
They are hard, especially when you've only been streaming for 2 hours and 30 minutes. These are apparently the designs they're going with, which are interesting. Very, very interesting, shall we say. They do have a kitsune, so I cannot hate them completely. Nothing they do will make me hate them to the same terms that I would if they didn't have a kitsune. Yeah, this is the same models.
Okay, I gotta yell at you. Kitsune.
Kitsune. Look, I am a filthy Baka Gaijin.
I am too.
Yes, but I'm also British, so
I'm thankfully not.
don't scroll. Is there porn or something in the reposts or whatever?
Do you not see the big titted MILF front and center? Of course it's porn.
Yeah, good point. I will scroll very, very cautiously. Why are they all dressed lewd? Honestly, most of those outfits are not. Well, most of those outfits are kind of bad, but to be honest, given the stuff that Idol has been getting away with recently, I don't think they're all that bad. Although I do kind of dislike it that it seems to be mandatory that if any VTuber is more than flat-chested nowadays, they have to have a boob window of some sort. Even if it's just like this thing right here, the white girl with this kind of pale-haired girl next to the MILF with the ribbon. I'm sorry, that the boob window just doesn't work. You should have just made her dress all black. That would tie it together much better than that just weird heart-shaped boob window.
Yeah, just looking like the MILF has a shirt, and then the office lady behind her has a business dress. So like the two middle ones are like have no cleavage.
Yeah. And then there's the one right at the back here with more. I think that looks like a cat probably. Yeah, sorry. It's like they're not bad designs, but they're trying a bit too hard. They're definitely trying a bit too hard. I mean, credit to them, absolutely no minors allowed. Is open to hosting NSFW stream/content. What do they even mean by NSFW?
Don't worry about it.
Live 2D/3D VTuber modeling, streaming peripherals. I'm guessing they mean stuff like iPhones that can stream. Giveaway, MetaQuest 3. Where do they intend for... Did they say anywhere where they're going to stream? Because if it's on Twitch, they can't really do too much. 20x 100 RPLAY coins worth 11... Is this a cryptocurrency?
Hey, you got there! Congratulations.
Is this no. This is a joke.
Yes.
This is a joke.
No. It's real.
What does it talk about the crypto in the thread?
I couldn't tell you, but this is just setting off my bullshit radar.
VT. Coom coin.
Unironically.
They're all dressed lewd because it's basically a porn site. It's Kitsune. Kitsune. BDC. Yeah, when you Murray, when you say it's basically a porn site, where did you say they were going to stream? Because I don't think you actually said where they were going to stream. Let me just open these other things. Oh, this is another thing I hate about Twitch embeds. If I right-click, I can't go open in a new tab. I mean, if I press it, it'll go to a new tab, but it'll also open the new tab immediately, which is really irritating.
Yeah, I hate it too.
It's so stupid. I really hate how Twitter is laid out. If I go to my home screen and then For You, following, etc., it's so hard for me to understand. Like, if I'm not going to go to messages. Well, it doesn't matter. I was just having a conversation with somebody earlier. But yeah, if I go posts, this is my posts. This is my... So where do I look at my posts here? Like, this is posts, but it's not my posts. It's after this one and this one. These are not things that I posted. Why does it say that? Oh, I retweeted and I hearted them. I call it heart. Shut up. Like, this is replies, highlights, media. Again, none of this is intuitive to me in any way. I have to fumble through Twitter every time I want to understand where anything is. And I just want, these are my posts. This is what I replied. Just don't add in this stupid nonsense. Don't add in this extra nonsense. If I give me a like or a retweet section, that can't be hard for $1 billion company. I don't know. Anyway, let's end that tangent as soon as possible. But yeah, there's nothing more here, I don't think, and I'm not going to stream too far. What the hell is RPLAY? An upcoming virtual content. So they're making their own stream. They're making their own streaming site, already established in Asia. So does this exist already in some capacity?
It exists in our hearts.
The same company has previously ran crypto. Oh no. Oh,
I
no.
warned you.
I
warned you.
At least they haven't mentioned NFTs yet. Please tell me they're not mentioned. They don't mention NFTs anywhere. Please.
NFTs are so last year.
Yeah. I agree that why must you use light mode? I only use dark mode because people on the forum don't love it. Dark mode because that seems to be the default, and it really annoys me. I hate dark mode. I wish people would stop asking me to use dark mode. I much prefer light mode. But yeah, they have this. They also have this stupid avatar thing. Wait, is that money with wings? Guys. When you are I can't take this seriously. This is nonsense. When you are advertising a new website that is going to be for streaming in a landscape where every single alternative to the established companies has either died in a fire, is in the process of dying in a fire, or so irrelevant that nobody cares, don't advertise it with an emoji of money flying away with wings. I can already tell these people don't have a marketing department. That is such a basic psychological no-no. I don't.
But Proctor, it's a scam. Why would they have that?
Yeah, I suppose.
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink idiots.
I actively have to look away. Light mode gives me a headache. Look, this is the thing. People use dark mode, and then they can't see anything. So they turn up their monitor brightness. And then they go back to their regular, they go to anywhere with light mode, and their eyes have adapted. And so they're like, oh no, the mole people are exposed to the sun. We are about to disintegrate. Ugh. And I just don't have any sympathy for you at all. Just turn down your monitor brightness, you idiot. Skill issue, just eat more carrots. So anyway, no, that's just mine. No, that's Spino. Yeah, and so we already have a call out. Is this the same thing to anyone considering? Oh yeah, that's to anyone considering joining RPLAY. I'm gonna keep saying RPLAY because it prevents me from accidentally saying the other thing. Consider that this is how the PR team operates. I'd kept my opinion on this company to myself until last night and was met with a harsh DM threatening legal action, and being called a liar for mentioning their use of AI. Let's have a look at this person's profile. Wannabe NSFW VA. Yeah, I'm not going to scroll down on that. Let's move on. Hey, Burb, just checked the recent reply on Twitter. This is a warning. Stop sharing false information! When did we ask to sign a contract in order to become a creator on RPLAY? Also, when did we say you would have to pay a partnership fee and a part of it would go directly to the AI art supported fee? Just to advise you to become... Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Just to advise you to become a better human being. And this is not cool sharing false information online behind the tiny square.
You know what the asylum need? The asylum needs a banner that's like days since Black Company implosion and always have the counter set to 0. That's what we need.
This is the last warning, and we will properly and lawfully respond to such actions next time if we see this kind of stuff again. We've screenshotted every single comment you posted on Twitter, so appreciate it. Please contact through the email below if we misunderstood some parts. What is this? What is this? Hi there. Could you kindly provide evidence of any RPLAY employees saying this? We don't recall ever formally offering you a partnership in the first place. We also have a screenshot of you expressing positive opinions about our offered rate. Additionally, this rate was only to be put into place after 3 months of 0% commissions. Your statement about us using non-existent commissions or fees you'd pay 3 months down the line to generate AI art is an outright lie. Should you have asked our employees about AI use and rates, you would have received the same answer we've given to all of our creators. RPLAY is absolutely against the use of AI. We haven't been responding to many tweets because it only further complicate matters, but we draw the line at spreading false information. Now, immediately what strikes out to me here is that there is a different guy managing this Twitter handle to the one who is sending this nonsense. Because look at the writing styles. This is clearly ESL. ESL, please understand. Whereas this looks more like it was formatted properly by an actual person who speaks English.
No, this wasn't ESL. No, this wasn't English. This was all AI, and you know it.
Maybe, but again, AI tends to be honest, AI tends to write like a terminal autist. I do believe this was written by an actual person who is English first language, because it just doesn't come across. It doesn't ramble and it doesn't natter on as much as an AI would.
I will concede this point.
Oh, just 1 second. I need to blow my nose.
And by the way, I posted in content suggestions my screen caps with Spino and also the link to the portion in the Kershey's Discord.
Okay, I think I will probably cover that when I stream tomorrow, because I think this is definitely got enough to keep me going for another little while.
Okie dokie.
So I would say overall we have 2 people that wait, when I do this, I hate it when people say yikes. Okay, this is her replies. And this was...
Yikes, that's not hecking poggers,
secret
man.
Subject, she/her, pride flag, ASMR Dom, NSFW VA, and certified hypnot. Dear God, why do you withhold the 4 winds of destruction?
One comment that has come up while I'm thinking about it on Reactive by Fugi, there's an option to click on usernames, like display names. So if going forward, you might want to have that there selected, just so you don't have people saying, "Who's this person? Who's this person? Who's this person? Who's this person?" It's like, motherfucker.
Okay, all right, I will do that. Thank you for saying so. Yeah, let's look through this. Yikes, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. They reached out to me and I know a few other creators to join up, and now I'm glad I waited. So is there any corpo that has actually reached out to people without prompting before and been like, hey, we'd like to employ you? Or is it always just audition kind of thing? Because I would consider a company actively reaching out to a streamer to be pretty damn no-no. That really doesn't seem how the way things go.
You say that, but then Sakana super chats like everyone under the sun.
I mean, yeah, that's fair enough, but at least he's paying them money first. He's not like sending out chain letters going, hello, insert name here, I would like you to insert thing here, up, insert orifice here on my new streaming website that will definitely pay you tons of crypto, promise.
He hasn't done that yet. He hasn't done that yet.
That man is, again, I am certain that Sakurai is either gay or asexual. That man is far too autistic to view women as anything more than a clinical anomaly that is different from him only in terms of raw biological facts.
I do not believe in asexuality. He is gay as the day is long.
I know, definitely. No one who is straight can get away with saying stuff to women like that. Day.
Yeah,
Very well.
yeah, pretty much Mume is the gay whisperer.
He's Chinese. He only sees them as moneymakers. I don't know. Honestly, like the thing is, I don't dislike Sakana. I genuinely think Sakana seems to have done well by Face Connect, and people on Face Connect seem to be pretty loyal. Again, you don't have people as manhera as they are on Face Connect, and if you're a bad person, they're gonna leak stuff. There would be, if Sakana was a bad person and stuff, we would see leaks on VT or 4chan or wherever. Somebody would have done that by now. He's employing multiple people that have an understanding of the underside of the internet. They would not stay silent about this stuff.
I like Phase Connect, but Sakana is the textbook example of failing upwards.
I don't know. I appreciate what he's brought to the world.
Oh, I do too.
Menhera, I am sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Maybe he wants to create people who will not be able to refuse playing Mahjong and League with him. Yeah, honestly, in terms of vices, pestering talents to play League with you is probably along the lower side of things.
Yeah. Kind of.
Mandy, wasn't it Jason? Wasn't it Jason? Now, Jason's the Akio Air guy. I don't want to get them mixed up. Why do their names all begin with J? We have Josh over at Wonderpop, and then we have Jason over at Akio Air.
Okay, for Kevin. There goes your thesis. Checkmate.
Shush. Yeah. Pretty sure Sakana's thing is Factorio these days. Okay, that's not too terrible. Sakana is lucky he surrounded himself with talented people or he would have failed hard. Yeah, but I mean, again, I think the ability to select talented people is genuinely a skill. I have a lot of respect for somebody who is able to acknowledge that they are inadequate in some area and then go, okay, I'm inadequate in an area, but instead of pretending that I am adequate, I'm going to find somebody to just do this for me.
Oh yeah, like hiring people that are smarter than you is business 101.
Jason would not want to give model details to his workers unless they played Overwatch games with him. Yep. That man. Pestering people is genuinely a hate crime. Let's not go that far. Oh, pestering people to play League is a crime. I hate autocorrect. I was about to go, what are you talking about? Pestering people is not a hate crime. As much as current year progressives would like to think it is. But yeah, let's look at these Discord messages. RPLAY _June Hippo. Jason was a gorilla, and then June is a hippo. What is it with these people? Please don't. Do we, again, Murray, anybody in the chat who actually knows? Do any of you know if this is another Taiwanese company? Because this is terrifying to me. The similarities I'm seeing are genuinely starting to frighten me. We've got Josh, Jason, and now June. Okay, June is probably not his real name, but anyway. Hey, how are you? Good. How are you doing? Pretty good. That's just banter stuff.
I know, it could be Korean.
Yeah, that's possible. Hey, Burb, what do you think of our offer? I'm still deliberating. May I see some proof that your top talents are earning 40k monthly? This is our top creators incentive in this month. Whoops, sorry. What did I just do? Oh, sorry. I clicked a button and that was the wrong button.
Hey, me and Murray sharing the same brain cell.
Oh, I see. This is in chronological order. That's what I want to see. I hate it when people communicate in emojis. I absolutely despise it. This guy comes across already as completely unprofessional. I hate it how I've talked to PR people before. The last company that I worked for hired a professional PR person to interface with the people that were working and the guy who was at the top who was very busy. And in fairness to that manager guy, he was not a bad manager. He was pretty easy to work with, but he did the same thing. He ended every greeting with an exclamation mark. I don't understand why. It comes across as so insincere and disingenuous. And yet they all do it.
Oh my god, I'm just going through my mental Rolodex of previous managers, and yeah, you're right.
I know. It's absurd. Why are they like this?
Sociopathy?
Maybe. I do think that being a professional manager, yeah, not burn out after a couple of months, you do need to score pretty high on the psychopath test for that. We are located in Korea, so big time difference. I'm assuming he's talking about his entire company, so yeah, Korean company, all right. 100. Oh no, Super Duper, please stop it.
There's no stopping.
No, there are no brakes on the Californian train.
Nope.
RPLAY's rate was right around what I anticipated. I have something that can be uploaded right away. It's an outtake of an NSW animation. So she got fairly far. Oh my god, I made a voice chat room we can call there when you were free. Alright, so that's all the things. He unfriended me within 5 minutes of that last oh no, is this a different set of stuff? Oh, I see. I see. That's the chronology of it. Again, I hate the way Twitter lays out images and everything. Everything about this site is actively getting on my plums. Hey, apologies. So this is August 23. So he waits a week and then nudges her. But may I see proof that your top talent's running 40k? This isn't proof. This is just a claim. This is our top creators incentive in this month, 42 million or whatever KRW. I'm guessing that's funny Korean money. So yeah, this isn't proof. She asked for proof. I would be instantaneously suspicious if somebody did something this to me. August 28th. Hey Bird, have you decided your thought yet? If you wish to continue your career as a creator on Replay, I can further guide you. I notice I've switched to calling it Replay. I'm just going to call it Replay. Apologies.
Yeah, so just for confirmation, that there does confirm that it is Korean, because that's the South Korean won.
Right, I got you. Thanks.
Carry on.
October 18th. That's the angry message that he sent her. Again, this and this almost comes across as he doesn't really talk much.
The longer I think about this, the more it makes sense that this was all a crypto scam to begin with, because Korea is, I know for a fact that South Korea is still on the crypto/NFT gravy train.
Okay.
I don't know what it is with economics, but Korea always seems to be a little behind with the trends.
And this is her replays against AI versus me giving screen caps in their Discord server and being told to keep it in my private room. Why do these look like my older thumbnails? You were there, Muse. Who is this now? ASMR Office Clam, sorry. I don't know, the more I am exposed to VTubers on Twitch, the more I a happy little no, femboy detected, no. Should you have asked our employees about AI? Oh, that's a copy of the other thing. When I spoke with you in a Discord call, I will be issuing an announcement. Kevin.
Azahara just posted in chat. Just found out that a VTuber that had a massive meltdown on Twitter over some artist threatening to kill himself about 1 year ago has an account on the our website.
What he posted in the thread.
All right, cool.
Oh, so we have a Kevin. We have a Kevin. A K and J. Those are the only letters that that Black Corpo VTuber managers and PR people are allowed to have.
So what you're saying? So what you're saying? It's all JK, JK. It's all one big joke.
I'm gonna kill you after this.
I had to. I just had to.
I hate you sometimes.
Not all the time. Okay, that means I have to step it up then.
Oh no. It's my look. Stop trying to steal my grift. Okay, I am a British person. I am contractually obligated to make all non-British people hate me at all times. You're only a Canadian. You're faking it. All right. You can never achieve even 1% of my power. Stop trying.
Yes, but yeah, I have to remind you that the Australians lost to us in the Great Shitpost War.
Even the Australians were also defeated by a bunch of birds, so I think you're just mutually fighting at the bottom of the crab bucket there.
Yes, that's the one from the failed empire.
When I spoke with you on a Discord call, you asked me about how I felt about AI and verbally mentioned that the illustrations you folks provided would be AI. I personally said I was not comfortable with AI and would prefer to pay someone for their time. Forgive me if I'm incorrect, but these thumbnails I found on your front page appear AI generated. One glance at those, yep, those are AI generated. I don't need to zoom in. That's very obvious. Ear Licking Pro just
Proctor EXE has failed to load.
I'm fortunate I don't have many autistic sensory issues, but my personal space is extremely important to me. ASMR just ASMR on earphones just makes me feel like somebody is crawling back and forth between my headphone outputs, and it really triggers my do not want senses excessively. I can't stand most ASMR.
Proctor Kun, you don't like ASMR. Soft tones.
Stop that, please. Actually, no, do it more so that Thrang can have more reason to be upset. He needs to be punished.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop then.
God damn it, I need to be better at reverse psychology.
Good luck with that.
Proctor hates the slorpy slorps in his ears. Yeah, I really don't like that. Canadians do it without trying. Brits have to try. Shut up. Oh, there he went again. Why are you crowing all of a sudden? No, it's because it's this W Zenlar joke ASMR is great. At least I think Hachima's ASMR streams were jokes.
To be fair, Kershey started off as a joke, but slowly becoming, shall we say, legitimate with time.
What, sorry?
Kershey's ASMR redeem started off as a joke, but I am of the opinion that it's slowly becoming legitimate with time.
Yeah, the people who pester her for ASMR redeems are definitely the most annoying people in her Discord too.
And they're not going away.
Nope. At least the guy who redeems feet cam every single stream just shuts up about it afterwards. One of the only feet people that are into feet that I know who is just like, yeah, I just want to look and not talk about it afterwards. Yeah, Hex is live. Ping me in the Discord if she goes crazy or anything. I'm not going to talk about her anymore on this stream, though. And again, if anybody in her chat says, hey, Proctor Sakura from TVA is talking about you right now, I'm banning that person immediately and permanently from both the Discord and the site. Pardon me. Yeah, let me just scroll down through this. Throwing this out there, I suspected they may be involved with crypto because Googling replay also brings this website up. When you scroll to the bottom, this page was updated in the last 3 months. In a message of theirs slandering someone else, they mentioned crypto. Oh, this gets juicy. If this person was not a NSFW person, I would genuinely reach out to them and ask them if they're willing to talk about this. But no, I'm not platforming someone that's literally trying to be an e-thought. No offense. What is replay token? It's literally
You don't even have to open and read that. You know what it is.
It's a tracking protocol, that's all. Replay is designed to power the video ecosystem with the goal of creating a more fair platform for all participants.
Crypto scam, who gives a shit?
How do I get replay? Replay is earned by content owners who contribute their content onto the platform. The more premium their content and the more engagement towards the content, the more they earn. Users can also earn replay for watching content on rewarded TV. Replay. Some creators think replay coins as one of as one of crypto. This is the same guy as June from before. That I guarantee you, this is the same guy that. Some creators think replay coins as one of cryptocurrencies. However, this is 100% wrong and rude, saying replay coin is no use for the VTubers, as it would give an opportunity for any upcoming VTubers to experience what replay is like after buying some of the content using the 100 coins before actually streaming on replay.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If someone were to actually come out with a crypto coin and call it RPLAY, like what the Thrang is making the joke of and what we're all thinking and stuff. If someone were to legitimately do that, you know what? I would respect that.
What I don't understand about these people is they're so intensely vitriolic to even a hint of criticism. These people all destroy themselves. Like, the essence of a good scam is to be believable and to act like a professional would. And yet none of these groups ever act like this. They are all amazingly salty and absolutely furious the moment anyone questions any of it.
Well, you have okay. This is a bit of a psychology tangent, but you have to understand the mentality of the con man, in that they'll see a con and see it fail and be like, "No, I'll be the one guy to make it work." It's like the guy at the slot machines. It'll be like, That this will be my run. I will get the payout." That's the mentality.
Yeah, I can grasp that idea. I'm less offended by the ESL and more by the run-on sentence. Yeah, that's hilarious. He's just skipping he's just skipping the crypto step, just straight up MLM scam. Yeah, because I mean, looking back at this nonsense. Let's get into the technical side of things for a second. And I'm not a technical person, but very basic math. The video streaming is one of the most data-intensive things you can do on the internet, and again, it's a bottomless pit. You have no way of ensuring that you're going to make more money from... This is why I hate YouTube and so on, and how I think that YouTube will eventually die in glorious fashion when the infinite money pit eventually runs out, and it will one day, I'm certain of it. But if you make sorry, you go on, sorry.
Well, no, the thing you have to remember about YouTube is that YouTube is still running on the tech startup business model, in that they're still running it as if they were to be bought out, but they got bought out ages ago, and yet there hasn't been any change, and no company that's been running on that system has ever lasted that long, because you have to remember, this is a money sink for Alphabet, and the only reason why it's still on is because it's literally like the biggest dick in the field. They can't let it fail.
I agree. I mean, the thing about YouTube is that I genuinely think that it is being kept alive the way it is simply for the sake of information control, because they know that the consequences of letting YouTube die and the normal commercial market taking over where YouTube left off are inevitably going to be worse than just pouring infinite money into the pit and hoping that it works.
Yep, there's no making that lightning in a bottle again, so this is kind of the best they got.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, with this token stuff, the tokens are inherently worthless. They're just digital funny money. It's only what people are willing to pay for them, and how on earth can you ever guarantee that people are going to be willing to pay more for your worthless digital funny money than you are paying out in real non-funny money in terms of streaming costs and hosting? If you're all running the same thing, it's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. You don't need to be intelligent to understand this.
Well, it's two sides of the same shit coin. You have the con guy saying my con is going to win, and then you have the Mark on the other end saying, no, this shit coin is the one that's going to go to the moon. It's literally two sides of the same coin. Like, they both have that mentality of, I'm going to make it.
I can understand that. In a way, there's a lot of this stuff that I can understand, but which I just fundamentally disagree with on a level of on reality itself.
Oh, I totally agree with you on that 100%. But it's just the world we live in, and it's utterly fascinating.
It's fascinating and it's also very depressing. Anyway, that's just that nonsense.
Yeah.
Here's
Okay. Next.
Here's the thread from last night where this started. I made a comment on a QRT, on a quote retweet. I know what that one means at the very least. And received a DM from Yoon almost immediately on Discord. I wish I had in text to back up my word, but they'd gotten in contact with me a few months ago to join their platform. They wanted me to sign a contract ASAP, but the terms and nature of this Discord call gave off red flags. On Twitter to start, and spelt my name wrong in each message. They later asked me to join RPLAY in their Discord, so I had a private Discord call that night. That's a whole bucket of... Oh, that's... I thought that guy was a... Why are so many groups popping up like this? Yeah, I want to know as well. Something's off. During said call, 2 guys... Yep, I knew it. 2 guys. It's 2 people. One who's the owner, I have no idea who the second guy is, asked me if I was okay with AI art because part of my fees I'd pay for their partnership would cover art. So they want fees. Yep, that... Could you be any more of a scam? So their claim that they'd provide artist/additional materials is based on AI usage. Are you still on that server? I might take a peek myself to gather intel. So how long ago did that... October 19th. So this is just a few days old. Yeah, I kind of want to follow this person just for updates, but at the same time, I really don't want to tell Twitter that, hey, I really like NSFW VTubers who do ASMR Coomer streams. So I'm just gonna put this on the bookmark. This is streams mostly for male audience, and one of the possible rewards for free advertising is a yet to be defined cryptocurrency. Yeah, this is definitely a black. This is unbelievably black. What? Murray, are you okay? Okay, okay. Let's move on. Let me just scroll down and see if anything more. Ah, here's another one.
Doctor, I need to remind you that none of us are okay.
Yeah, none of you are okay. What's going on? I click on this guy. Ah, there it is. Why on earth did the first click go to the old one?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Yep, I just want to put this out there. You blocked me, first off, trying to clear up a misunderstanding of you blatantly intimidating and threatening a female content creator who was non-threatening in no way whatsoever by. So this, I suppose, is... 3 a.m. I'm unblocked. Please learn from this and get a proper PR social media handler. Your aggressive response structure is why responding on Twitter becomes a more complicated matter from your own terms. Negative criticism does not equal slander. What's this guy's profile? Welcome to my little slice of hell. Is this... Please don't tell me this is a femboy. Oh, blimey.
Why do you ask the questions to answers you already know?
No. Back out. Back out. Back out. What is wrong with these? What is wrong with people? No, don't answer that. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Right, so this is who my brain has already broken and I've completely forgotten who the last person was. Burb, V2 Burb. So V2 Burb. Right, okay, so there's the same person. We only wish to clear any misunderstandings caused by false information, since it's very harmful to our reputation, especially as a new platform trying to gather creators to work with us. V2 Burb's comments are aggressive and intimidating to our potential partners, and we'd like to lessen their impact. As a side note, we refer to our creators as partners throughout the entire lifetime of, well, our partnership, and do not consider them employees. This is a massive red flag. If any company ever says this to you, abort immediately. We try to match every creator's wants and needs, and sometimes we aren't able to, and that's completely fine. But slander is not cool. Yeah, I again, every so often, I just feel, why... I remember a saying once that was like, the only thing worse than a stupid person is a normal person who thinks he is a genius. I get very strong vibes of that here.
I am more fond of do not get in an argument with a stupid person because they'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. This also applies here.
Yeah, I'm more familiar with the pigeon and the chessboard analogy for that one, but I agree. Sorry, just a second. I'm going to blow my nose once more. There we go. Why is that a red flag? People who stream on Twitch or YouTube are not Twitch or YouTube employees. Yeah, it just immediately comes across as the kind of marketing, Murray, it comes across as this marketing speak kind of, oh, we're different from other companies. We don't consider you an employee. We won't exploit you. We consider you a partner, a friend. We're all friends in this company. Let's all be happy and work together in a mutually beneficial partnership. That's what immediately gives me vibes of, and I'm like, no. No, just call me an employee. Just be honest.
I'd be more comfortable with a cult at this point.
I'm astonished there's no VTuber cult already. Not like
that
other
we know
girls.
of.
Yeah, that's exactly how it comes across. That's right. You're also not a partner on Twitch or YouTube. You're someone contracted by them to provide them content. Yeah, I agree. I really hate it, these weasel words that kind of try and redefine terms in more reassuring fashions. I would much rather... Again, I went on a rant earlier about exploitative companies, but the thing is, I would much rather a company come to me and say, we're going to give you these unfavorable terms. We admit these are unfavorable, but if you work for us for so long... Like we can assure you that if you've proven that this is a mutually beneficial arrangement, that we'll give you better terms. If they were honest about that, I would be okay with it. If you tell me what in advance the conditions that I'm going to be working under, and you don't try and lie to me or sugarcoat it, I can take a lot. But it's when you use these weasel words that change the meaning of and the context of things to make me feel better, but at the same time the practical reality doesn't change at all, then it's you that has the problem, not me. That's right, just forget about the Tentacult.
Or the KFPs.
Oh, the KFPs, oh yes. That would be a fun thing to do a stream about VTuber fan communities that went out of hand. It would take a bit more research than a regular stream, but that'd be interesting.
You do realize the entirety of that stream is going to be bogarted by the capitalists, right?
Yeah, quite possibly, but I don't care. Even Pippa hates her fan base at this point. I mean, I watched that.
I was going to say, did you saw it?
Yeah, I did see it. Of course, I saw it.
Oh, it was glorious. We were all just literally clapping. It's just like, oh man, I'm not kidding. Me and Wiki Dog have been waiting for that for years at this point. But whether it sticks or not is a totally different matter.
I don't think it's gonna stick. Even like within 5 minutes, she was like saying, "Oh, I was a bit serious back then. I'm sorry, chat." Like, no.
Yeah, and today,
moment for a change.
And today is a super chat reading too. So yeah.
Going back to the chat, Kanata couldn't get. Is it Kanata or Kanata or Kanata? I can never remember how to pronounce that properly. Kanata. Thank you. Couldn't get a credit card despite earning a load of money because you are a contractor for Hololive and the bank didn't think it was consistent income. Yeah, that's a bit strange. It's a bit awkward. But again, I don't like credit cards. I've never had a credit card and I don't want a credit card. A debit card is perfectly fine for me. I hate I've been brought up with this pathological dislike of spending what I feel is not money that I actually own.
I just always pay it off, like, you know, like don't overspend what's in the checking account.
Yeah, I agree. So many people have just fallen down that rabbit hole. It's amazing to me. Even my relatives,
I've seen it too. Yeah,
who were brought up in the same house as me, are just like, and then nowadays they say things like, "Oh yeah, we bought this house in 2007, at the beginning of 2007 on a fixed rate mortgage, so." and we thought we were getting a good deal, and now £100,000 in debt later, we're thinking of remortgaging, but also piling our other £50,000 worth of debt into the remortgage as well. That's definitely not going to go in any way bad or anything like that. I'm like, are you insane? How many times do you have to be beaten about the face and neck with a baseball bat to sink in that you should not spend more money when you are already in debt?
I am literally dyslexic with numbers, but general concepts like, not overspending are easy enough to wrap around my idiot brain.
I agree. But I think that some people in this world have an inability to understand cause and effect in the same way a normal person does. And so, unless there are instant physical consequences of spending money when they're in debt, they just don't really care. And so they can just go, yeah, the number is red and I'm overdrawn, but I can still buy what I want. So is it really a problem? That's a problem for tomorrow's credit card holder to care about, not this time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Godzilla, that's anti-American. He's Canadian, he's not American.
Yeah, the reason why my country exists is because you spend all your money on defense, so we don't have to.
Think of the economy. I'm sad Alex isn't here to go on a 7-hour rant about credit cards and debt and so on.
That would be fun, but we're creeping up on Pippa time.
Nothing says I will clear misunderstandings with creators as to not further cause any issues, like saying essentially, nuh-uh. Wow, incredible. I'm sorry this happened to you. Yeah, I mean, when you're... This is the staggering part of all this. These people reached out to coom tubers, literal coom tubers. A wretched hive of cum and sodomy. And yet it is the coom tubers, who are coming off as the professionals in this exchange.
Proctor,
Yes?
need I remind you of the tech industry and furries?
Yeah. Please don't. Please don't.
This is literally the same thing, only it's the Weeb edition.
Oh, Kirsty just responded to me about the yeah, because she retweeted the Spinozilla thing.
Of course she did. Of course she fucking did.
I do not get much art, so I retweet anyone who makes something that doesn't have NSFW bit showing. She says it's a yeah, this is her mouse pad. And yeah, it is NSF. The full picture is definitely NSFW.
Anyone who's seen that mouse pad has seen it by now. You don't need to get your channel struck by showing it on screen.
I am too small to be channel struck at the moment, fortunately. Just because
to be fair, that GIF is cropped.
Yeah, it is cropped. Just because you are a Coomer doesn't mean you can't be professional. Yeah, I suppose, but I mean, still, I'm gonna get that rake, you overgrown lizard. It's nice to see somebody else taking heat in the chat as opposed to me for a change. This is why I'm okay with co-hosts.
Yeah, but you have to remember a sizable number of us are Leafs, so
I know. I don't understand why.
You're not going to get all of us.
What is it with the Leafs and VTubing?
I don't know. We're attracted to shit posters, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Let's look back at the thread. So, yeah, that's just replies. I don't think anyone else is. I think there's been new posts, so I'll just refresh this too. There we go. I've officially lost numerical track of failed VTubing project news. Yeah, at this point, I do think I should just say I'll make an announcement after this saying that if you find a new company if you find a new VTuber corporation or anything that looks like shady or anything, you have my permission to just make a thread immediately on it. And the worst case scenario is that it gets no attention and never gets another post. But the best case scenario... You go on, sorry.
If nothing else, it does make it easier for the Jannies to have a readily available spot to sweep up a relevant post.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. It's the one thing that I dislike about the fact that we only have one general thread is that it triggers my ADHD in that I'm looking for a specific context for something and I'm distracted by all this stuff and I end up just wiki walking everywhere and completely forget what I was looking for immediately. Live Murray reaction.
I am one of the old farts, and I do miss the single thread thing, but I'm not going to tell you how to run it.
No, I mean, I'm not going to make this a traditional forum. Like, I understand that people like the general thread. It's just, for me, it's slightly annoying. And then, of course, Kuri Rinjin had his own stream about this. I'll watch it. I haven't watched it, but I'll watch it afterwards. So far, their greatest crime is basically not taking criticism gracefully and flipping out on people in DMs. Yeah, I think this was before the crypto nonsense came out. I'm willing to buy their unrelated to the crypto project with the same name, though it doesn't look a bit fishy. Murray, how are you still this optimistic after Akio Air? Seriously.
Because it's Murray.
Murray, you are far, far too forgiving of these people. You need to be far more cynical, my man. You're older than me. You should be more cynical.
Maybe not as cynical as me, but maybe we can meet halfway on it.
Once they start threatening legal action for things that are not illegal is when I officially stop giving them any beneficial doubt. I do think it's worth noting that since they share the same name with a cryptocurrency, they might be extra sensitive to any accusations, though. Here's the thing, this doesn't work, because if they had no association with it, all they need to do is put on their Twitter, there's been some confusion that we're associated with this crypto project, we are not part of a crypto project at all. But that's demonstrably not happened, so... And again, you can say, oh, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt until they clarify. No, if you don't clarify something this incredibly simple and basic and easy to debunk, then it's true. It's that simple.
Just giving them the benefit of the doubt makes you a mark, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much. The moment I think that at this point, if you don't assume that these people have bad intentions from the first implication, you just get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking through one of the other things that somebody pinged me about. Oh yes, something else that somebody wanted me to talk about before I end stream is that security on the forum has made a IRC channel for the forum. And I have never used an IRC channel. I came to the internet just a bit too late for IRC to really be a thing anymore in favor of forums. And I say,
can you please not make me feel fucking old?
I mean, I turned 31 in less than a month, so I'm starting to feel pretty damn old too. But yeah,
IRC is how I got internet back in the day.
Just going to put that on screen right here. I have no idea what to do with this. I tried to use it as a link first, and he said, no, that's not how IRC works. If people here understand what IRC is, then yeah, that's what you need right here. irc.razion.net. And the channel is, because there's a specific channel for it, is hashtag the virtual asylum, all caps. Let me just put that in as well.
For the children in chat, IRC stands for Internet Relay Chat, which it was the Discord of its day for us boomers.
Yeah, I vaguely remember using some things like IRC, but again, it was well over 15 years ago by now, so all of that information has been shunted very hard out of my brain. I think you need an IRC client or something to use it now. Yeah,
I forget, it's been a while.
You may want a bouncer. There's also some web IRC clients. Yeah, I might look into it myself, because again, I like... I think that... let me just go doomer at the moment, that I very strongly encourage everyone on the forum to follow other people on the forum in as many ways as possible. In the very unlikely event this forum ever suddenly gets nuked or whatever, I want people to be able to follow each other in as many ways as they can, like on Discord, on Matrix. You should join Matrix, you lazy assholes. IRC, anywhere else, so that you will have somewhere to congregate and keep in contact if anything bad happens. Again, there's not even the slightest implication that something bad is going to happen to the forum. Let me clear that up. But if it ever does, it's wiser to need it and not to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
If nothing else, the homelands will survive the heat death of the universe second only to dark side Phil.
Yep. Oh, yes. In thousands of years' time, when aliens visit the decayed nuclear irradiated husk of this world, their primary source of information about the world will be the one isolated server that Josh still has up and running, and just a DSP live streaming to an audience of cockroaches. DSP will last just long enough for the ability to upload your brain pattern to the cloud to be a thing. He's going to be one of the first brain cloud interface streamers, and he's going to be there forever.
So what you're saying is that we've solved the Fermi paradox.
Oh no, please don't get any more autistic than I already am in this stream.
I try.
And Googling worked last time, will do again. Yeah, I will. After this stream, I'll put this up on announcements. The homelands will survive just because of DSP. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, 1 second. Let me just look back at my live streaming thing. Yeah, we're now at 3 hours, nearly 3.5 hours. And it's been a good run. I think there's nothing else really. I definitely want to talk about your Spino stuff, Godzilla, on the next stream that I'll do on Saturday rather.
Yeah, Spino's a whole thing in and of itself. So yeah, tomorrow will be fun.
Yeah, he's very kind of an information-dense autist, so I want to make sure I do read up on it first of all. I really dislike it when, like, React... No, that's not the one I wanted to use. That when reactive just goes like this, because every time it adds a new PNG thing, it resizes me. It resizes us to this ridiculous scale, and I have to manually adjust.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, I mean, it's free, so I'm not complaining. It's just a minor annoyance. And also, over the weekend, I need to look into CSS. I'll have to I'll have to poke fucking Whiteys, who knows, who is a CSS gremlin. And
That's literally his day job.
Yep, to help modify this chat to be a little bit more good, so I can be a bit more of a professional streamer.
Well, here's the thing. You can make it look pretty all you want, but at the end of the day, like what you have right now, it's legible.
Yeah,
that's
I
the
agree.
important thing.
I don't know. I just, again, I like to build things to standards. And if I'm not at a certain standard, I just don't even bother. Are you paying him for it? No. I have tried to pay him in the past. He outright refuses things like titles. He outright refuses pay. So I've tried. And I would pay him if he asked, but he's been very explicit he does not want money for this. And I have to respect his wishes. I don't understand why I somehow draw in people that are like that, but all I can say is I am incredibly grateful for that fact.
This is literally a hive den of autists. Why are you even pondering this?
Look, I'm a nice person, okay? I try and practice what I preach. I try and live in a way that I would like other people to. And I don't...
This is fair.
Having something clearly as a hobby is comforting. Yeah, I agree. I can understand that. The right kind of autism. All makes sense. But yeah, we've covered all of the all of the stuff on the agenda. Amazing. We even had Canadians.
Patchy.
What's that reference?
Literally the onomatopoeia for Japanese clapping, which all VTubers do.
Oh, I see. I believe you, Proctor, were cut from the same cloth. No, Rie. We are absolutely not alike in any way at all. Stop deluding yourself. For one thing, I don't live in California. Being paid...
California is not real. It can't hurt you.
This is how it's going to be. Kirshi thinks that Britain isn't real, and I think California isn't real.
So that's why you have to move to New Hampshire.
88888888888888888. Why are you guys going 8888888 in the chat now? What? What?
Nothing.
You people. It's Haichi sounds similar to Pachi, which Godzilla just explained. Oh, okay. 888 claps in Japan. Okay. All right.
I wasn't going to explain it. I just wanted to see how long it would take for you to click in.
Look, this is my autism. I am very bad at forming mental connections between certain ideas and concepts without the connections with them being extremely precisely explained.
Well, I just posted www in chat. You know what that means.
I do know what that means.
Okay.
Yeah, that means laughter. It doesn't it, or something similar.
Yeah, it means it superficially looks like grass, and grass the character for laughing is a grass. So
Okay.
Like I remember some of Pippa's earlier like how to VTuber or like VTuber culture kind of thing stuff, because again this is like all derivative of like weeb shit.
I know. And this is why I don't like text speech and so on, because if the meaning of something is not immediately clear to me, my brain just assigns it a weird internal meaning that is completely at odds with what it's actually used for.
Yeah, I do understand that.
Is there anything else that I want to look at quickly, just scrolling through Twitter and so forth? I've got no angry DMs or anything. Nope. Oh, what? No. It's really nice. With different tabs, when I open them in different profiles, they don't... If I click on a notification in one of my profiles that has the forum open, then that notification will reappear when I go to the new profile, to the other profile that I have open, which is really annoying. So I keep thinking that new people have sent me stuff, but it's just me changing tabs. Zenlai, you have to bully Proctor into ending or else we'll be here forever.
We got like 20 minutes. We got 20 minutes.
It's clear to people who have been in the weeb medium for a modicum amount of time. Yeah, see, if I don't understand something, I just mentally filter it out. I don't think, oh, that people here have been spamming this thing for ages while the streamer is doing that thing. This is what they must mean. I'm like, no, my brain does not comprehend these things, so it is not going to waste brain power trying to comprehend them without context.
Hey, Proctor, you know what you can do?
What's that?
You can practice how to raid someone, because Pippa's waiting, the stream waiting thing is up. So you can raid into Pippa.
I have no idea how to raid.
I actually don't either. I think you have to go to like your like your channel, manage my things. I read it. I read it like five different times, but it never sticks because I haven't done it yet.
Do you take?
No, actually,
sorry. Go on.
Actually, I lied. I raided on Twitch to Whiskey. I have not done a YouTube raid yet.
Oh yeah, I did look it up. I don't have the. I can't raid until 1K subs.
Oh, they do have a restriction on that. Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it gatekeeps you.
Well, to be fair, that's a very easy way to like bot spam kind of thing. So it does make sense.
True, that's fair. I have a subject for you. I want your thoughts on Bay Lurker. Again, Bay Lurker is a lurker. There's not really much to say about him. I find it very funny when people, because the forums had people like that too, and it was really funny. I think it was Snail Slime or something on Kiwi Farms who really hated reacts. Like, they really hated reacts on posts. Now, if I've got this lore wrong, please feel free to correct me, because this was a long time ago. As far as I know, like, Snail Slime really hated reacts, and to try and get rid of reacts, they were a lurker, and they just reacted every post with a negative react for every thread and every page that they tried to. And
oh, I remember this now. I can't confirm the person, but I do remember this.
Yeah. And in the end, they had like a massive meltdown over reacts and showed that they were just as badly affected when people reacted their stuff. And it was really funny, and much lols was had by all watching this person melt down, getting incredibly autistic over stickers.
Well, to be fair, isn't that like Short's modus operandi at this point?
Yeah, I know, and in fairness. But I mean, Short actually... you know, he does things, so I have context. Baylurker has never done anything aside from sticker people, so you can't say, oh yeah, Baylurker is that guy who fantasizes about drinking VTuber piss while being stroked by their feet. So yeah, it would be stupid to be autistic and go, oh, Baylurker just reacts, he's a horrible, disgusting person. No, have evidence before you declare people to be horrible and disgusting. Didn't she?
Fun.
Yeah, didn't she get her React permissions removed and quit the site? Yeah, I think Null got really tired of her and just said, "No, you don't get React permissions any longer. Go away." I wish people could turn off the sticker notification and be done with it. Yeah, I think on Zenforo the sticker notification is disabled by default for this forum because I don't remember ever disabling it.
Pretty much every single alert does have a toggle.
Yeah, it does. You can just not see it, and yet the sticker stuff has been one of the most consistent source of infighting and drama in the KF community. It's amazing how it happens every so often. People get mad about stickers, and I mean
mad at the internet, you could even say.
Yeah. Hello, Herbert. How are you? Are you up again? Not crowed anymore, though. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're coming up on 3 hours and 50 minutes. It's not disabled by default, all right. But yeah, I will end things here. So, because my throat's hurting, I need to get something to eat. So I'm starving. And yeah, I will stream again on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not 100% certain. And I also, again, the IRC thing, irc.razion.net, hashtag the virtual asylum. And on top of that, I will put this on, as an announcement on top of the forum so people know. I have no idea if anybody's going to use this, but shout out to security for making that thing. I really appreciate every effort to broaden the horizons of people here and bring them back to the good old days before Steve Jobs ruined the internet forever. Yep. Let me just look at my analytics for a second. Nice. Good.
If you want, you could probably run a poll for a minute or so.
No, I will end stream. Shut up. Shut up.
Okay.
Okay, goodbye everyone. Thank you very much for your time.